everyone! I hope everyone's having a good morning. Welcome on in. Let me change screens really quickly. Hawk, good morning. I hope you're having a good morning. There we go. Hello. I hope you're doing well. I apologize I've not exactly dressed up for stream, but it is getting very hot at the moment. So I figured I would just go comfortable. You too? I'm good, thank you. Yes, I am good. I have had a nice weekend. A few of you will have seen on the Discord because I had like a bit of a staggering updates on Friday. I was meant to go visit my family this weekend. Unfortunately, there was a fire. There was a fire at the train, one of the trains. I think it's at a train station. I'm not exactly sure. There's a few train stations in Wales where basically all trains go through them, even if you're from a bit more remote. And very specifically with this fire, the signal box caught fire and spread to the wires over the top. So it needed quite extensive fixing. Which meant that trains were basically just not leaving Wales for a few days. Very unfortunate because that was just as I wanted to go. So instead, Mama Jelly came and visited me on Sunday and we had like a nice day out, which is when we went and saw the castle that I posted in the Discord in the middle of the forest, which by the way, if you like overgrown, kind of like mystical looking things, you'll love Wales. But also, I put a picture in the Discord of that and it was beautiful and I really want to go back there at some point for like a cosplay photo shoot. And I went to the beach, which was nice because we had really good weather here this weekend. So we went to the beach. Oh, dear Anime, good morning! I hope you're doing well. I see your cosplay work. It's going really, really good. I hope that you are enjoying yourself around obviously all of the exams and courseworks and stuff. Oh dear. But yeah, so progress on the costume. I have actually made progress on the costume because I've been home. Although I've been doing things, I have been home. So I can give you a quick turnaround and you can kind of see. I don't know how well you'll see, to be honest, because it's going to be an incredible angle. But that's where the costume is at so far. There you go. I have bits down here. I've got some gold on them. A lot of this is pinned in place right now. The shirt is almost entirely pinned in place. These aren't attached, they're just pinned. Like the pieces are made in a lot of it. Oh, there it goes. The pieces are made and a lot of them are finished. It's just a lot of it's being pinned together right now because I'm just not ready to attach them. So this is kind of how far we're getting. We got some pieces, some bits and bobs hanging out the bottom. It's getting there. But we are only, to be fair, 1 week in. I do ideally though, maybe a bit of a crazy time frame. I'd like to have the sewing done 2 weeks in. So that we can work on all the foam work after that. So I want all the base sewing done this time next week. We'll see if that happens, but that's my goal. My goal is to get all base sewing work done in the first 2 weeks because I know that I'll be a lot slower with the foam work because I just don't do it as often. I have stuff for foam work and I do actually have, wait, I can show you. I have a little cutting mat. So my old cutting mat, a few of you will remember, I got some resin on it, which meant that there were like a couple of little lumps that I just couldn't get off it. So I got a new one and look how cute it is. It's not that big because I don't need a big cutting mat. I don't cut things out very much using a mat and like definitely not big things. So I just got like a little one and it's so cute. I love it. It matches the stream vibe so well. I'm very chuffed with this. You can tell I love it. I think it's great. It's going well. Happy to figure it out. Oh, biggest part of the beadwork. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that. That was looking beautiful. I'm missing beadwork already. It's been a week and I miss it. Especially seeing other people do it. I'm like, man, I want to do beadwork as well. It's blue. It is. It's like this beautiful, like turquoisey kind of blue color, and it fits because like that's what all of my borders and backgrounds and stuff are like. So I was like, it's so cute. We're not using it today, although I'm not sure which camera I'll be using today because I'm going to be doing some hand stitching, but it's hand stitching on relatively large pieces. So all of the, actually, let me take you, because I've started this piece already, so you'll be able to see it. If I take you to this camera, I can kind of show you why. So I need to attach to the bottom of the skirt pieces this like sheep woolish kind of fluff, which is the one that I got as an off-cut for very cheap, which I'm very lucky about. Luckily I only have to have it on the strips in the bottom of the coat, so I don't really need it that much, but yeah, I managed to get this very cheap. So yes, the plan is, but we need to hand stitch it in. The reason is with like really long piley fabrics like this, if you machine stitch it, a lot of the texture gets sucked into those seams, and it can look like, I don't know how to it looks like it's getting sucked into the seams. It looks like you lose that volume. For the same reason, when I stitch these pieces together, I'll hand stitch them just so I can like manually tug out the fluff as I'm stitching, and then I'll machine stitch the rest of it, but that bit will probably remain just by hand. I have done this with the first piece. I can grab the first piece, actually. It's on the mannequin, but it's not like you can see the mannequin anyway. I really just have it on there so that it doesn't get damaged while I'm like moving things around. Excuse me, while I take the pins out. Oh, the heckin' squeaky noise. What the heck was that about, huh? Again, this is pinned. A lot of this is still pinned because there's no reason for me to sew it just yet. So like that bit at the top is pinned. Although these pieces are sewn in. So it's kind of like a weird mixture at the moment of things that have been sewn in and things that are just pinned. As far as hand stitching goes, this is also hand stitched. The reason is this is like a leather. And if you machine stitch it, which I did try to do initially, but thankfully it's kind of covered. If you machine stitch it, not only does it really mark the leather, but it doesn't look good. It gets stuck and clumpy under the machine because it's kind of got like, it's not tacky, it's not sticky, but for the metal it kind of is. But yeah, I got this like leather fabric, so I was like, I'll just use this here. So there's a lot of hand stitching that I wasn't quite anticipating because both this piece and this piece have to be hand stitched in. But yeah, we are getting there. There is progress. I got the gold. This is a vinyl, which I've just sewn down to make it look a little bit more realistic. I don't know. I'm not sure if they have vinyl, so I was like, I'll just sew it in. Excuse me. Let me mute for a second because I think I can tell I need to cough. Yeah, that's gross. You didn't need to hear that. Sorry about that. Oh dear. But yeah, this is the thing. I haven't really talked as much the last few days. I guess I kind of talked a lot on Sunday because I went out and I went to the beach and I went to the castle and stuff like that. We had a lovely woodland walk. I love walking in the woods. It's just, I think, you know, people say there's like places where they find that they feel the most relaxed. I think wandering in the woods is where I feel the most relaxed, to be honest. It probably does have part... Oh, actually, this is a good question. Can I... Oh, I'll do that after stream, actually. I was like, is this working again? I don't know. I need to double check. The TTS won't be on for now, just before I've checked, because I don't want people to waste their points on it. Oh, actually, another thing. Slight change in design. It's gonna happen a couple times, because, again, this is a very new game, and people are still sussing out the designs for this. Myself included, I am still sussing it out. The design that you can see here... there is a slight alteration. So you see the darkness around her eyes underneath her mask? I thought that was just like a really dramatic shadow. I was wrong. It's a blindfold. She is wearing a blindfold. So it's just, yeah, because there is a second shadow underneath it, so you can see the shadow of the blindfold and then the black, and that's what's there. So I thought it was like a porcelain mask with the face and shadow. It's not a porcelain mask with the face and shadow. It is a regular face that is like lighter than usual because she's meant to be frozen, and a blindfold. I'm not sure why. There's a few things in this design I'm not sure why, but that's fine. If that's what it is, that's what it is. I can do that. Let me just have a sippy. Dear. I should also hopefully, I could probably double check this actually. I should have some foam arriving in the next couple days, I think, because yeah, I did just get the your stuff is on the way email. Oh, and there's my tracking. Sure. I'll check my tracking live on stream. Why not? Yeah. Okay. It's not here yet, but it's close. It's getting there. It's en route. So hopefully we should have our foam soon. The last time I did, I remember actually, I won't go into it. I remember the last time we did foam work on stream. It was a hard day, not because of stream. Stream was great, but I got some news middle of stream that was not ideal. So this will be our first time doing foam on stream since then. I can do foam work though, and I do have the tools, other than the cutting board, which I do now have again. It's just, You know, for me, foam work is the part of the costume which feels like a chore, whereas the sewing feels like I really enjoy it. So I tend to focus my costumes around the bits that I enjoy, which is generally sewing and hand stitching and all that. Oh my god! Heck! Cthulhu! Oh my god, that's a baby! Thank you so much for subbing for 9 months. Jesus Christ, it's very heckin' kind of you. Sorry, I was just gonna stay in front of my face for a minute. Thank you! Oh dear, how are you? I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope you've also been enjoying the sun. Maybe a little bit. We went out on a forest walk. It was great. Couldn't go visit my family, but I could have them visit me for a day. So it was nice. They're just a lot busier than I am. Out of everyone in my family, I am the one who has the free time. All right, let me switch back to here because I will just start doing a little bit of hand stitching. I want this to be... The nice thing about having this, actually, if I position this where I want to sew, as long as I sew on top of this, I know that it'll catch it on camera. Which is a nice little side effect. All right, that's the one where it's already attached. Let's get the one where it's not already attached, which is this one. But I have started, so I've kind of just been hand stitching around the edge for now. I'm not worried about it being a little bit messy because there's, again, it's going to be a little hidden for you. There is a machine stitched part here, which is me attaching the base fabric to the felt. Because yes, there is felt on the inside of this because it needs a certain weight, and I had that lying around, so there is felt on the inside of this piece just to make it extra hot for July. But I'm just sewing to the felt, to that zigzag, because it's like that won't be on visibly on show anyway, so if I sew around the outside of that, it'll be nice and hidden. Yeah. So I was saying, my kid turned 11. We went to Forbidden Planet to get some My Hero Academia Funko Pops. I spent a lot of money on that child. Funko Pops are cool, but yeah, they are expensive. This is the thing that kind of gets me. Is like they are like what? Oh, how much are they per pop? Oh, you tried it? It's pretty. Honkai Railstar. I love it. I have been fully obsessed because they're doing an event at the moment as well. I'm very much enjoying it. I've been very, very obsessed with it. I have been playing it. Yeah, I have played it every single day since the first time I played it, which was a few weeks ago, maybe. I'm not exactly sure how long ago it was, but whenever the first time I played it was, I've played it every single day since then, and I love it. I'm having such a good time. Ah, dear. Maybe that's... I've gotten also very lucky with... because I haven't spent any money on the game. And I honestly... I don't think that I plan to, really, because it costs quite a bit if you want to do like the pulls, and I'm like, I think I probably end up spending that money on cosplay stuff instead. But I have really enjoyed it. I think as well, like I was worried I wouldn't enjoy it because free to play, like am I gonna miss out on a lot and stuff? But in reality, no, I haven't. I don't feel like I've missed out on anything. I have every single character that I want. Like all of them. I have all of them for playing for free. I guess you just have to play a bit more if you want to play for free to get everything, but because I'm enjoying it, I am playing more. I'm having a good time. Yeah, also, again, don't worry if this looks a bit messy. It's fine. It's really not a problem because you won't see any of this anyway. It's just to attach it in the meantime so that when we go back and attach it properly, I don't have to worry about it slipping around and moving because, yes, it's a piece on top. Oh dear. Yeah, they've got a new banner now for... I don't remember his name, but he's got a lion, which is kind of cool. But I don't need him. I already have a character really leveled up with his same power, so it's like, I listen, if they give it to him, I'll take it. But like, I'm not, honestly, this banner I'm not as psyched about as the previous one, which is fair. Like, I think most people have banners they like and dislike. This one, not for me, because I already have a character with that power really leveled up. So I just couldn't imagine using them. But yeah, I do like the fact that he has a lion. That's pretty cool. And I am enjoying his part in the story, at least. Like, he's kind of a fun character. It's, you know, it's a character I've seen before. It's like the stereotypical, like, it's someone who has been a general for a long time. And so they play a lot of mind games and do a lot of stuff that maybe doesn't make a lot of sense initially, but makes sense later. Just because they're used to making strategies, and that's basically what they do. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's a fun little trope I enjoy. Oh dear. Yeah, I've also managed to get... I'll toot my own horn a little bit here. I've managed to get some other cosplayers to enter this competition as well. Oh dear. The thing is, if you have the time and you're looking to make a costume, a costume for a newer game or anything like this is a really good option. And I've been sharing it in some Discords where I know there are cosplayers and stuff, and being like, you have free time, right? You want to make a costume in like a month with me? You want to join me in making a costume in a really short period of time? And a couple people have actually been like, yeah, okay. And it's like, what? Hell yeah. Oh dear. It makes me very happy though. I mean, I'm happy to see any Honkai Railstar costumes because I am very much enjoying the games. The one thing I'm, I guess, a little sad about, so they're like doing tours now. They did the same thing with Genshin when Genshin come out. And I think they still do it with Genshin actually. They go to like some conventions and they have like a Genshin booth and you can get some free stuff there. And they're going to do the same thing with Honkai Railstar, which makes sense because it is getting very popular. But because I'm not going into any conventions this year, I'm going to miss all the free goodies. I have some of the Genshin goodies. I was too ill to go, but Shiny got some stuff for me. But yeah, none of them are happening close enough where I'm like, yeah, I could conceivably go to that and not have it be like a whole trip. That being said, I have said me and Shiny were like talking about it, I was like, if we win any money on this competition, I might just spend it on going to MCM Birmingham, because hell yeah, it's in November, right? That's a nice cold month for cosplaying. I could actually wear this cosplay somewhere. Crazy. Ah, dear. Other than just for like photo shoots. Honestly, I'd love to go back to that castle and do the photo shoot there, but I just kind of far away. There are castles closer to me, to be fair. Like when I type in castles in my area or castles near me, there's 6 in like a 10-minute radius. But none of them are quite as aesthetically pleasing, and a couple of them have like been turned into more regular buildings and stuff like that. Like they weren't really big castles. Nothing like Caerphilly or Cardiff Castle, stuff like that. I don't know, they're kind of nice in their own way. But they're either, the other ones near me are either really, really busy, or they've been turned into like something kind of where people might live. I don't want to go take pictures near someone's house. That's weird. Oh, Delina, good morning. And Scott, good morning. I hope you're both having a good day. Welcome on in. Welcome on into hand stitching everything, because we're using very textured fabrics and I don't want to ruin them. So it is going to be hand stitching and tacking a lot. Excuse me, sorry. Oh dear. I saw the skirt for the strawberry dress, Luna. It is looking fantastic. Very heckin' majestic. Oh dear. You can tell, you can see the hard work going into it though, and it does look really good. There we go. Cut that off there. Get that pin out of there so I don't jab myself. I think that's the bottom piece stitched in for now. Again, it's not a final stitch, but it's super heavy. It doesn't really surprise me because beading can weigh things down quite a lot, and you're doing a lot of beading. And then there's all the layers of fabric as well, which is also going to make it heavier, and it's gathered. Yeah, it doesn't... I can see that being a very heavy costume. That doesn't really surprise me. Oh dear. There we go. Wow. Okay, round there. Yeah, I think this costume won't be too heavy, but I think it is going to be too warm for July. So for those who haven't looked, this cosplay competition submissions are by the 1st of July, so you need to take pictures before the 1st, which is why I'm hoping to get this finished for the last week of June, just because, first of all, oh, actually, do you want to talk about this quickly? I am taking part in a charity event at the end of June, a really, really big one called the VTuber Summer Slam, which is another charity event where we raise money for kids spending the summer in hospital and get them like toys and go-karts and stuff like that. It's very similar to Starlight, but it covers different hospitals because, again, Starlight only can cover so many, country to country. It's very, very similar to that, but with, you know, different hospitals which will have different kids in them and stuff like that. So it's a very, very exciting. And yeah, this is just to cover summer holidays. There's never a fun time to spend in hospital, but again, for a kid, not a fun time. Finish school and then go straight to hospital, like, absolutely not. Oh dear. It's bridal satin, so it's got a lot of weight, yeah. Also, going to lurk, you're fine. Enjoy your lurk. I hope that it goes well. I'll just be here hand stitching slowly around every single piece on this go. Yeah, my main favorite of this particular one is it's gonna be too warm, but we'll work around it. We might just have to go really early or really late. One of those, probably early. Try and get like the crisp morning air. Oh dear. That's the other thing is like, Wales is such a positive negative with this. Positive is if you're looking for like nature settings for your cosplay photo shoot, God, there's loads. There's so many really, really good ones. The problem with Wales is, will the weather hold out? It's so wet here and it rains so suddenly. Like yesterday we had rain and it was like, we were in the middle of a heat wave. It was really nice and toasty. It still rained. Oh dear. So yeah, I don't know how well this costume will take wet either, to be honest, with all the fluff on it, because it also have fur. I do have the fur, I need to colour it. I think maybe we could do that tomorrow. Maybe we could colour the fur a little bit. I have a couple things I want to do with that, and I do need to do some tests. But yes, maybe tomorrow. All right, so I'm just trying to get this in a place where I'm like, I can see what I'm doing. Oh dear. Wales has rain! Wales does have rain sometimes. Are you sure the title is correct? Zin, welcome on in. The title is We're Back. Craft Day 7. Yeah. Honkai Railstar costume. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm doing. Why? What does not seem correct about that? Maybe I'm missing something. You can let me know. Oh dear. Hi Gran, I hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. Yeah, we get rain every now and again. Is it Star Rail? Not oh my god, have I been saying this wrong the whole time? I've been calling it is Star Rail, isn't it? I've been calling it Railstar. What's made me call it Railstar? And how long have I been doing that? Probably since the beginning, because that feels more natural. You know when something feels natural to your mouth? That feels natural to my mouth. Oh, I should probably change it though, shouldn't I? I probably should. Gah. But Railstar. What if I just called it Honkai Star? There you go. No, I should probably call it Rail. Otherwise people are going to be like, I can't find the Honkai Star game. And it's like, yeah, that's fair. It doesn't exist. I made it up. Damn it. Why? I like Railstar. We'll win the cosplay competition and then we're going to have them officially rename it to Honkai Railstar instead of Star Rail. When something feels natural to your dog, like a hot dog. I haven't had a hot dog for a minute, but it's got one of those smells where whenever I smell a hot dog, I crave it. I don't crave it until I smell them. It's normally at like fairs and stuff. Oh, Diz, and thank you! I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope everyone had a good weekend. You know, despite having a lot of travel difficulties, I ended up having a really nice weekend because my mum come and visit and we went to the beach together and she took me to a castle. Well, she took me to a forest walk and there happened to be a castle. Kind of just not signposted. There's like literally no one was there. It was just us in this castle. Excuse me. I need to, sorry, this is gonna look a little weird. Maybe actually no, maybe it won't look weird to you. It looks weird to me. It's just because this fabric has a habit, yeah, I can see it doing it here, which is really annoying, of like not pulling out and being like kind of floppy, which is why I ended up attaching the back of it to the felt because it's so wibbly wobbly, which is fine. But when you're working really big pieces, the wibbly wobbliness can kind of make it so that your seams throw themselves out a little bit, which is kind of a pain. Get that under there. There you go. No more of that wibbly wobbliness, please. No more wibbly wobbly. We don't like that here. Oh dear. Oh, you've had easily enough. Heck yeah. Walking through the market or something like, ooh, lovely. Heck yeah. So who are we dressing up? Seal or? Wait, I can get you the picture. No, I like this lady, actually. I like her. She's one of the enemies, but she's more my style. Sounds like good Photoshop. That is definitely not Star. I like her. Look at her. She's also really tall. So like she's like a big lady. Like you can't really tell in the pictures, but she's like twice the height of Seal. She's big. She's just a big lady. I love her. I love her. I want to both marry her and be her. She doesn't even speak. She's tall. She's really tall. She's really tall. I want this. This is, yes. Tall lady, please. Also, I'm going back. I'm going back now because you can't see what I'm doing. There you go. Not that you can very easily see what I'm doing anyway, because I'm kind of doing lots of little secret stitches. So you shouldn't really be able to see what I'm doing because they're secret. You're not allowed to see. Ah, dear. Wait, was that my scissors under there? It is. I should probably not have my scissors underneath. That's asking for trouble. Sounds like a good photo shoot location? It is. Did you see the picture? So I put it in the Discord. If you go into the Discord, into the photography section, I posted a picture of it, which by the way, my mum took that picture. Mama Jelly, she knew I was like scouting for cosplay locations when we got there, and she took that picture for me. Like, just putting it out there, that was a pretty good picture. Mama Jelly did a very good job. Oh, dear. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's in there. And it looks like it's from another world. And I love it. I love it. It doesn't fit the world of Honkai really, to be honest, but it's a great cosplay location in general. Oh, dear. It's just kind of in the middle of a forest though. Like, Bateman asked me if I could tell him where it was, and I was like, kinda? Kinda? There's no signposting for it, but I can kind of tell you where it is. Oh, dear. Malva, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Talking about secretive castles in the woods. A secret castle. And Railstar, of course, or Star Rail. Oh, they literally just got off the starting stage, so it's not to the Star Rail. Ooh. Yeah, so you're the woman I made, you will meet her relatively early, to be honest. She's one of the enemies on the first mission that you go on. So once you go to the first kind of world, she'll be one of the regular enemies that you meet on that world. And you know, it's kind of like that's kind of why I like the idea of cosplaying her, because she's very recognizable as far as like she is a regular enemy, so you see her a lot. Like I probably see her every single time that I play, so it doesn't matter if you've pulled for her or not, or if she's your favorite character or not, because she's an enemy, you see her a lot. I know somewhere a bit like that, except the one I used to be a small mill just outside. Oh, a mill? That's cool too. I'm moments away from meeting her, potentially. I think they'll give you some lower, because she's not like a boss, but she's like probably a mini boss level. So I expect that you'd have like a few lower enemies first, and then you'll work your way up to her. Yeah. But you do meet, because she's like a regular mini boss, you do meet her quite a lot. Yeah, and she also has two designs. This is just one of the two designs, because the other one she has like a hat, like a big black hat. So I picked this one because I like the more cohesive, and I like, you know, the lighter color and the more snow colors and stuff like that. But there is another version of this character where they have like a dark hat and a more darker outfit and stuff like that. More blues and blacks. So yeah, there's two. Oh dear. Jenny had played the first mission and gone, wow, I like stopped playing and now this is a cosplay thing. No, I've played every single day, Gran. I literally played every single day since I started playing a few weeks ago. I have not had a day off playing it. I've done my dailies every day. I am absolutely, like, this is the thing. It's very rare that I get to make a costume from a game where I am currently obsessed with said game. Like, there are plenty of times where I make cosplays from franchises that I like, but I'm not currently playing. Like Final Fantasy is a big one, Pokemon, stuff like that. Like I make cosplays from these franchises, but it might not be in the middle of me also being obsessed with it, because that comes and goes, you know? But yeah, no, Honkai Railstar is the game that I am currently obsessed with, and I am spending like long time. I have many 5-star characters at this point. I paid no money, but I am literally playing often enough and enough every day that I am consistently just picking up the tickets where you can you know, dive, whatever you call it, pull for more characters. Yes. So very obsessed, having a really good time with it. It's probably the most fun I've had with a turn-based game in a very long time, or like turn-based combat, I should say, in a very long time. Like, I've played a few games with turn-based combat, and for the most part, unless it's really simplified, I've just really not enjoyed it. Like, a lot of the new twists on turn-based I haven't liked. Like, it's been, either it's the really basic, like it was back in the day kind of thing, or it just doesn't gel with me. But the turn-based combat feels really quick, like in Star Rail. Like, it feels really like you're just bam, 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 and you can jump in and steal turns, and characters have like counters, and it's really cool. I really enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot more than I thought that I would, because that was the thing that was originally like, I wanted to play it because I wanted to check out the character designs. That's literally the only reason I started playing it, was because I knew it was by the same people as Genshin, so I knew it probably would have some really fun character designs in it. And then I'd become obsessed with it, and I've really enjoyed it, and I played it every day. Arden, yo, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. I'm just gushing about Honkai Star Rail because I really, really enjoy it. Also, my mouse is about to fall off the desk. 2 seconds. Let me just get that there. This is a problem with working with big pieces of fabric. Actually, I could move my mouse to the other desk, couldn't I? That might just be safer for now. Yeah, because I can still use it like that. I just don't want to damage it. It's a nice mouse. I have expected to be open world as Genshin, but it turned out it wasn't, and I still really liked the game. Yeah! There's a lot of things about it that I was like, I probably won't like this. This isn't the kind of game that I gravitate towards. But I've loved it. I don't know. All the points made it feel like a game that I wasn't going to enjoy a huge amount. That I'd probably really like the characters from, but I wouldn't sink a lot of time into it. You know? And that has not been how it is. Not at all. It has been amazing. Really enjoyed it. Wanted to see the pretty characters. Yeah, it's like, wanted to see the characters, got obsessed. And that's been my timeline. Oh, your slight anxiety over there, waiting for it. Oh, okay. Good luck. I hope that it goes well. Interviews are always spooky. Oh, bless you. Take care. Thank you for popping by. Yo, good luck. You've got this. I believe in you. Oh, dear. Yeah. Oh, like all the components of Honkai Star Rail made it seem like a game that I was going to like but not love. And it'd probably be that I'd like it mostly for the character designs and the pretty sets and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's turned out to be, currently, so far of all the games I've played this year, it is my favorite game that I've played this year. And it's free. I'm like, and that's a big part of it for me, at least. I don't afford many new games every year because they're expensive, and it's like I would rather just play something I already own, because that way I don't have to pay for a new game. But it's free, and like obviously you can spend money in it, but yeah, I haven't, and I also haven't felt the need to, which has been nice as well. Because, so I know that I'm sewing off screen, you'll have to excuse me, it's just so that I don't make any mistakes. But yeah, I've really liked it, really liked it. It's been really, really fun, and I'm really glad I found a new game that I can sink some time into, because otherwise, if I don't have a game like this, I just end up never really relaxing, and this game has forced me to relax in many ways, because, you know, it's the, I have to put it, not schedule. You do the same things a lot, and that appeals to me. That makes me relax. You know, every time I log in, I do my dailies, I do the mission of the day, whatever that is. Maybe I do like a little bit of the main quest, maybe I do a little bit of everything else, but it keeps me relaxed, because it's like not having to do a lot of new things all the time. You could, but I don't have to. And if I don't have to, I like that. Oh dear. Yeah, the only bad thing about it is it makes my computer whir, which means my room heats up. It would have been a really good game over the winter, but now that it's summertime, I can only play it for a couple hours because otherwise my room overheats. Oh, also, small update, in case anyone's curious, it turns out I am slightly allergic to this fabric. I don't know what it is. We're gonna try and give it like a proper wash after I finish sewing with it, because most pieces are already like partially sewn, so it's like we'll put the strong stitches in it so that I don't have to worry about it getting damaged. But yeah, turns out that I am ever so slightly allergic to this fabric. Who knew? This is not the first time this has happened. At some point I really should just get an allergy test to see what it is, because there's been 1 or 2 times where I've picked up I picked up an allergy to something. The fluff. It's not the fluff, it's the white fabric. The white fabric very specifically is what I'm allergic to. And when I lean on it, do I have it right now? It like dries my skin out. It makes my eyes burn, stuff like that. So it's like very much a a contact allergy to this fabric, but it's very mild. I've had this before. This was about 2 years ago now. Oh, you want me to delete something? I can delete something. Don't worry, don't worry. I got you. Oh, sorry. I thought, I'm sorry. I was like, I got you, Teresa, don't worry. You posted something wrong. I can delete it. I didn't even read what it was. I'm sorry. Oh dear. Welcome on in, Teresa. I hope you're doing well. Latex is it's not latex, and I'm not allergic to that. But this happened a couple years ago as well. And this was with a tulle fabric, which I've used tulle many times. I made many petticoats, but this one tulle fabric was making me really ill. And it was like, there was a few streams in a row where I ended up having to leave stream because that one was really bad. And my eyes were like burning so badly that I just had to leave. So yes, that's exactly what we thought. It's probably a finishing treatment that they do on certain fabrics, which is why the fabrics are so widely different, but I have exactly the same reaction. Which is why we're gonna try, like, this is what we did with the tulle. We just basically soaked it for a while and then hung it out, and that didn't fix it, but it kind of fixed it. And we'll do the same thing with this. It's just unfortunate that we realized a little later, because I thought it was hay fever initially. I was like, oh, I'm just having really bad hay fever. But then I started noticing I'm having exactly the same symptoms, and it's where I've touched this. It's not bad. It's not really, really severe. It's definitely not as bad as the tulle was, which was really, really bad, to be honest. The tulle, that was awful. I ended up stream a couple times because I was so ill at the end of using it. So it's not like that bad or anything. It's just, yeah, I will probably be coughing a little bit more when using this particular fabric. There'll probably be times where I'll go take a little break. Is what it is. Oh dear. It could be the paint. Yes, we're pretty sure it's a finishing one because I've had colors like this. I've had things dyed in similar batches, and I've used this fabric before. Same with tulle. It's like I've used tulle before and I've never had an issue with it. But certain companies will finish it with harsher chemicals than others. And because I'm someone who already has very, very sensitive skin and also like sensitive nose, eyes, all that kind of stuff, you know, the hay fever stuff, it's unfortunate. It just means I'm more likely to have a bad reaction. So yes, if I'd have noticed earlier that it was the same thing, I would have washed the whole thing. It is what it is. Ah dear. Time to find latex gloves. I do have some gloves because I have hundreds of gloves because I used to dye my hair so often, right? And even though I'm not planning on dyeing it anytime soon, I still have loads and loads of gloves left over from that. The thing is, I need precision for a lot of the hand stitching, so I can do precision in gloves, but it's just never quite as good. And it takes a lot longer, and we are on a time frame. Or a time frame? What do you call it? Time crunch, maybe would be a better word. Like, I need the sewing finished in 1 week, really, realistically, to get done in time. So I could put gloves on, but it might prevent me from reaching my deadline. And again, it's mild, but I thought I would mention it because you can see my arms, and because obviously you can hear me if I start getting nasally as the stream goes on. That's what it is. I'm not sick. Once I leave the room, I'll be fine. Ah dear, full body hazmat. Could you? No, wait. Also, welcome on in. Thank you for the Vengahorn. Do you remember when we were like wearing like our mask and everything like that, and then they were like, let's put this woman on the front page of Twitch without warning, and I was in my pajamas and like hazmat gear, and then someone was like, you're on the front page of Twitch. I was like, that explains the voice, yeah. So I'll be a little bit more nasally, but I'm not sick. When I leave the room, I feel just fine. It's just, it's this room gets me a little bit, at the moment. Crunch time, yeah, we're on crunch. We're on a crunch cosplay. I haven't crunched for a very long time. I haven't felt well enough to crunch for a very long time. That's the other update. There's a pin in here. I just put my finger right on that. That's the other update, which I will say a few times probably because I'm really happy and things are going well. I am not better yet. I am on the road to recovery though. So for the last 7 years, I've had migraines nearly every single day without fail. I have non-stop migraines. If it sounds like hell, it was. It's been hell for 7 years. I have not led an adult life where I can look after my own finances, where I can do anything. I require people's help to get out the house. And I have been fully disabled for about 5 years now. However, a couple months ago, I started a new migraine treatment. and it's actually working. It's for the first time, the first treatment that I've ever had that has actually worked. I have started having more days where I feel better, and I'm very early days yet. Like, I've just started getting better, so I could get better more than I am now, but I haven't taken painkillers very often. I'm doing pretty good. Knocks on wood, yeah, big knocks on wood, but it's going well. Hopefully in like 6 months, I might be not disabled anymore. I might actually be able to leave the house on my own, you know, without having to worry. Oh dear. So yes, big life update. I will probably write up a little bit more about it. I'm not going to stop, by the way, at any point talking about migraine or talking about the effects of migraine and why people need support. Like, even if I get better to a point where I can re-enter full-time work, which is the ideal, even if I get to that stage, it's not like I'll ever get those 7 years back. And it's still something that I will probably protest for the rest of my life, to be honest, is that people who go through migraine deserve proper support and good systems. But at least from my story, it feels like it's getting there, maybe to an end soon. I'm very excited. Congrats, thank you! Oh dear. Fidget Jelly is a cast from Breaking Bad. I am. I've never watched Breaking Bad, but I'm definitely there, making meth with everyone else. I used to keep all my pins and needles on a magnet. One day I couldn't find the magnet. I went to LARPol. Oh my god, an accidental weapon? Did they let you use it? Was it legal? Excuse me. Congrats, yeah! It's really good news. Oh, Donata, welcome on in. I was going to ask how the family, but it sounds like it went well. No. Well, yeah. I posted around the Discord. I didn't post it anywhere else because the updates were so intense. I couldn't go. I couldn't go on holiday. I couldn't go with my family. Why? Because there was a fire. because there was a fire at a signalling box, and so trains were not leaving South Wales, which meant I couldn't get into England because there were literally no trains. There was a really big fire at one of the, I don't know exactly where it was. I think it was either between Newport and Severn Tunnel Junction, or between Newport and Cardiff, and I'm gonna guess it was between Newport and Cardiff, but I don't know. They didn't say. They've been quite secretive about it, probably because they don't want people to go to it. But basically, all of the South Wales trains leave via that route, and the signalling box caught fire, which meant no trains could pass through because there was no signalling. So for the last 7 days or something like that, there's just been like hell, absolute hell in Wales. Where the signalling box caught fire, and also the signalling box is the bit I think that caught fire, but then it's also spread to the bits above the rails and stuff, so it was quite a big fire. I didn't post it in my Discord, but I did post it in Vile Mod's Discord, a picture, because Transport for Wales posted some pictures on their Twitter of the aftermath of the fire, and the picture that really stood out to me was the picture of the inside of the signalling box, which was literally goo. They literally, it melted all the plastic and metal into goop, and it was like stringing out of the signalling box like hot glue gun. Like, it's weird looking. If I should still have it on my computer. I can always post it to my Discord if people are interested. But yeah, so I didn't go because it was oh my god. Heck, welcome on in, Sand. How was your stream? Were you doing sand art today or something else? Let me oh, that's not how you do it. Excuse me 2 seconds, let me do you a proper shout out. What did you get up to? I hope that it was a good stream. We're talking about a fire that happened in South Wales and turned our signalling box into literal goo. Sand Raid, welcome on in. Oh, art. I'm assuming it was sand art today then. Obviously, if you need to do any cleanup or if you need to look after yourself after stream, please do. Otherwise, thank you for popping by.
Sand Raid.
Sand. Oh my god, Tad, thank you so much, Ed. I appreciate it. We did a sand mandala. Beautiful. Heck yeah, fire. Yeah. I was just like, if people want to see, I can post it, but it's like, it's kind of just goop. You want goop? Rip headphone. Oh yeah, beware of the horn. It's very loud. I turned into Venom. It did. Yahoo! Twins, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. And Jenny, welcome on in. And Erd, of course, and Maury, and Jarrow, and Morty. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. Obviously, if anyone does need to go look after themselves after stream, please do. Otherwise, welcome on into a very time-crunchy cosplay. So we started this last Wednesday. So we are 1 week in, 7 days in today, I guess, technically. We are making, let me switch. Hi. This is about where we're at right now. So we've done a lot of the top work, but we have like a lot of the bottom work to do. I have done the first piece of the bottom, but it's mainly pinned because there's a lot of pieces that need to get added. Basically, we're at the stage where pieces are in pieces and I need to get them all sewn together, and our goal is to have all the sewing work done by the end of the week. So basically in 14 days in, because at 14 days in, that means I can start making the armor. It's a lot. It's a lot because we need. Are you hoping to have this ready for MCM? No, I need this ready for !comp if you're a cosplayer and are looking for a competition. By the way, this is for the Honkai Star Rail competition creator comp, which is for artists, musicians, video makers, and cosplayers. So they have 4 different categories. The deadline is the 1st of July. So I want to get this finished for the last week of June so that I have time to go out and take photos of it. And the person that I'm making is the person in the picture just there. I'm making her. Heck yeah. So about 4 to 5 weeks. Yeah. But I know a lot more of it is going to be the armor making because there's some weird pieces, and I do a lot of sewing, right? So I'm pretty confident in it. But then I don't do a lot of armor making, so I'm not confident in it. Oh dear, it's a lot. It's a heckin' lot. Oh dear. I saw bits on Insta and I was hoping to catch it. Oh heck yeah. Yeah, I've been actually uploading to Instagram for the first time in however long. Cool. Thank you. Not gradually. I see it's on a salad that I get crafts. I get so jelly. Oh. God damn it. Oh dear, Daddy, yeah, it's for good vibes. You could do it, thank you. I've also managed to convince a couple of other cosplayers to take part as well. So we're all just like trying to get these costumes done. But yeah, you don't have to. This is not a craftsmanship competition. It's not like when we were making Mateus or making the collector and stuff like that. It's not quite the same. So the judging criteria is a little bit different. You don't have to have made everything from scratch. You can buy parts, you can alter parts, stuff like that, because it's just not quite the same as normally the competitions we enter. But personally, I'm just really obsessed with Honkai Railstar. I love it. I know it's Star Rail, but I'm going to keep calling it Railstar. I am obsessed with it. I play it every single day, and it's just really nice to make a costume from like something that you're currently really obsessed with. And I don't get to do that very often because I'm normally like, I like Final Fantasies that came out like 20 years ago and stuff like that. So most of my costumes are not necessarily games that I'm currently really infatuated with, but like this one, it is, and I love that. So I'm very lucky. Thank you! Yeah, so I actually took that update and I was really worried people were going to be like, Jelly, you're not taking a break properly. And I'd be like, I'm sorry. Oh, so Symmetry, thank you so much for the follow. That's very heckin' kind of you. Oh dear, there's some wild cosplayers on there. Yeah, check it out, friend. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you, Turd. Thank you, Erd. Heck. Oh dear, hyperfixation. Yes, my current obsession is Honkai Railstar, Star Rail. God damn it, Honkai Railstar. Really though, it's that. Oh dear, I love cosplay. Me too, man. Me too. I heckin' love it. I've had so much fun with it. So yeah, if you've been here for a while, we are currently also making another competition cosplay, but that one's for eventually the Crown Champions of Cosplay. That one's like an over a year long build. So we're kind of taking a break in that one to do this. Normally I do really big builds, like really, not necessarily physically large, but they take a long time. This one's a bit less, 1 month. We've got this. Also, Multi, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh dear. Is there a reason? I must have just started, you know, like when you start saying something wrong and then it's hard to fix it. I'm going to assume that I've started saying it wrong because Railstar to me sounds right, and I don't know why, but Star Rail feels a bit, I don't know. I like, literally, I love the game. I'm obviously looking at it a lot, but for some reason I always say it backwards, I guess. I'm not sure why. I only noticed today. Railstar. Yeah, I don't know. Railstar just sounds more... I don't know. Like, that's how it would be. But I guess it doesn't really matter, like, as long as people can find it. That being said, if you are, in fact, an artist, a cosplayer, a musician, or someone who does video work, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure what that category is, but I'm sure people that do video work and editing could get it. I think it's editing, really. If you do any of those things, and you want a competition to enter, the main prize is $3 grand for each category. Just saying. It's a relatively new game. There's also four runners-up prizes. 4 runners-up prizes of $1.5 grand for each category. Then there's 10 like judges picks who get 250 each, and then 5 audience picks that get like 100 each. And all of the prizes come with a lot of in-game rewards as well, which is currently what I'm really aiming for, which is the merch and the... because a lot of the merch isn't available here, so it's the merch and the in-game rewards that I'm like... Because I'm obsessed with the game as well, it's like I would like those. So I'm actually, weirdly... Listen, I'm not going to complain if I win, like, great. But I'm actually aiming for one of the runner-up prizes because they have a lot of the merch included, and I would like that merch. Thank you. Send me your pics to edit. We can share it. I actually don't think I'll need to edit mine. So I, again, have found some areas where they're really, really beautiful. And unless I look like weird as heck, I just can't imagine needing to edit them that much. Because like, the areas that I found to take the pictures in are just so beautiful. I'm sorry, God. Oh, maybe they mean those MV8, maybe. Oh, you know, I know what you mean, AMV, yeah. Maybe like AMV. I think AMVs would definitely count for an editing because they're so highly edited. I think you can use a few things, but yeah, AMVs, I haven't seen an AMV competition for ages though. Oh my God, AMV creators, come out of the woodwork. Because, yeah, there's not been a big competition for that for a while. That'd be cool though. Oh, so sorry, welcome on in. How are your cosplay going? I hope it's going well. We're talking about the Honkai Railstar competition at the moment because there is a cosplay category, which is obviously what I'm entering, but there are other categories as well for art, for the music one. Here's the thing as well, like obviously it's early days yet because submissions are on the by the 1st of July, and I imagine the last week of June a lot of people will submit because people are working hard on getting things ready, right? And you know, the creation process takes time. But not very many people are entering. Maybe it's because it's a newer game, it's not currently as popular as Genshin or something, but so far, like, don't get me wrong, the entries that have entered have been really cool, but not very many people. I don't know, just saying. Just trying to, like, you know, just saying, there's a competition going and not very many people are entering, just saying. Oh dear. Oh, but yeah, no, I'm having a good time making it. It's been very many years since I've ever crunched, because I don't really crunch for competitions because I make such big pieces generally. They kind of just end up being done by the time that I enter them into something. So even though I might maybe work a few late nights, it's not really like proper crunching, and I haven't properly crunched for a very long time. So yeah, it's kind of nice to get a little bit more crunchy, having deadlines. I haven't had a deadline for a long time either. Oh dear. I might do some art, but I don't know if it'd be good enough. But it's like, you know, as far as being a creator goes, it gets your art out there, right? To a big audience. Yeah? Cosplayers, this is your chance to shine. It is. The only downside is the deadline. So again, I started a couple days after they opened for submissions. They opened the competition and announced it on the same day. So it was announced and opened on the 13th. So most people would not have started before the 13th. Because there is also the rule of, oh, I can get this up actually. Basically, there's a rule of if you've taken pictures of your costume before the 13th, it's disqualified. So basically, if you've already made a costume and photographed it before the 13th, you have to, you're disqualified. You have to take more photos, you have to change something. I don't exactly know what it is, but you have to, you can't have published it before then, basically. So, yeah. It means that everyone's just like crafting because everybody has like a month. So yeah, it is kind of like a speed run. Everyone's speed running the same thing of being like, we have like 1 month to get this done. I started a few days in because I wasn't sure if I was going to do it because I do have another costume on the go. We have a big charity event going in June as well, so it's like I don't know how much time I'll have, but I figured it's a game that I love. How often do I get to, you know, cosplay from a game that I'm currently obsessed with? It's a good opportunity. Even if I don't get in, I will have a costume at the end of it, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. Oh dear. I do think it'd be fun. I mean, I'm having a ton of fun, but then it's also been a while since I did a more... So I'm cutting corners with this costume. I am. I'm cutting a lot of corners with this costume. It might not look it since I'm sat here hand-stitching wool, but like I am. So stuff like I would normally not use like iron-on vinyls as much, especially for big details. I'd probably go in and actually do gold work and stuff like that. But I don't have the time to do gold work and beading and sequining on this. I only have a couple weeks. So I am doing things that I would normally not do for bigger competitions because I would like to cut corners. And also the cosplay, okay, let me get this up because I do want to like mention it. The competition guidelines, like what you're judged on is a little different. So it feels like you're not necessarily judged on the same things you would be everywhere else. Oh dear, yeah, of course I'm cutting corners. Chip D, welcome on in, I hope you're doing well. I just want to find this. Competition rules. I think it's participation rules. Or is it not that actually? Wait, which one is it? There's a bit where they talk about like what they're judging based on. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong category. Dude. I was like, I can't see any cosplay stuff here. What's going on here? There we go. I'm just put to video format, yada yada yada, submissions, bloop 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 bloop. Okay, the judging criteria is creativity, expressiveness, level of completion, and the difficulty involved in producing the work. So that one would be the only one that is craftsmanship based as much. The rest of them are a little bit more artistic and open to interpretation. There are also 2 specific awards which are the runners-up awards, which is what I'm aiming for, where the reward is titled, what was it? Visual presentation. There is a visual presentation award that has nothing to do with craftsmanship, and that's the one that I'm aiming for. So it's more to do with like your photography, like how you take photos of the costume, not necessarily the skills used. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you've used a lot of complicated skills, you should definitely say, because it might get you some extra points, but it doesn't seem like that's the main focus in this particular case. Whereas like TwitchCon, Crown Champions, that's craftsmanship based, so you need to make sure you're doing a few complicated things in there. Oh dear. Streamline process. Yeah, making it nice and quick. We used to do this a lot. Back in the lockdowns, we would make a different costume every single month. So we would do a lot of stuff like that. But because I've got into doing more competition pieces, it's like, yeah, it's been a while since I tackled one like this, but I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. The only thing that is a little difficult is how big these pieces are. I am wrestling them on the desk right now. Oh dear. I guess that comes with the territory, that's okay. But no, we're gonna give it a go. There is also a popularity award, so you best know when it gets to the stage where it's like they are doing the judging, I'll be like, hey, if anyone wants to like repost my stuff, help me. Popularity award, baby. Unfortunately, you do get some merch from that, but you don't get as much. So yeah, it's like, it won't be the main one I'm aiming for, and also I'm not exactly a big streamer, so it won't be the main one that I'm aiming for, but it's there. Wrangles the fabric. Yeah, that's how it feels. It feels like I'm here wrangling fabric. All right, I'll put that to one side actually, because I might want, it depends. Do I want to do the wool on the next one as well? So that's the furry bottom it's in. Very nice, very nice. It is just kind of tacked in for now. Again, it will get some proper stitching later, but for now I just need it to hold in place while I move stuff around. Oh, you're off to work. Take care, local. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope the work goes all right. The only downside to it is that it's hard to sleep after you're high. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like, welcome on in. I'm very excited and I'm crafting incredibly fast. I've also had 3 days off streaming, so I have not been talking as much, which means I've been missing talking. I like talking. I miss it. When I don't get to talk, I miss it. I've been so quiet. Fairy bottom, yee. Furry bottom. I do have another piece I need to attach fur to the bottom of, which is the centery piece. Which I need to make some alterations on at some point, but I don't know. Do I want to do that now? So basically, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm just screaming at you. The top of this with the extra piece is then half of my waist. So there's like, I've got it pinned in really well here. So this is half of my waist measurement, which means if I add another piece on here, it becomes too big. But I do need a piece at the back to basically have some extra volume to the coat. So what I've kind of cut is a big triangle that I might add some pleating to the top so that I can kind of just pleat it into there and have like a piece coming out with some extra volume to push the coat out, because it's meant to be wide. I think 2 pieces, or technically 4, but 2 pieces would have actually been what the coat would have been patterned to be. But so that it's more realistic to in-game. Why is my finger falling off? Jesus Christ, get back on there. But yeah, because I want it to be more like the volume it has in-game, I'm just going to add that piece, and I don't think anyone will notice. Oh dear. That's the way to do it. Heck yeah! Oh dear. Guess what time it is? Does it count as guessing if I say 10:30? It's 10:30. I didn't look. Oh dear. Thank you for the hit, Cthulhu. Oh dear, moody. I miss it when I don't talk to people. I get lonely. I want to chat. It's like it's board game time? What board game? Which one though? This is the piece, by the way, but the thing is it's too long. So whereabouts on this? Really quickly. So I'm gonna do some quick. I'm gonna get like blurred out by the camera a lot because obviously this is very... I'm pale, but I'm not this pale. Let me just scoot that to the root. I think it's to about here. So I made this a bit bigger because I kind of just cut it out of like a rough piece. So it's a bit of an unusual size, but if I move this out the way again, it would be to there. So basically this bit then, I will turn into like one really big pleat that goes behind the other 2 and have it come out like that. I probably will need to iron it. I've set up my iron downstairs because it gets a bit hot in here if I'm ironing. And then I could just have or maybe the other way around technically, but it'd be like a big butt pleat. Basically a bustle. I'm going to make a bustle. Very old-fashioned piece of clothing, to be honest, but I'm gonna just also... Yeah. No time for thinking, only do. Because otherwise I'm gonna get confused and it's gonna be long and I'm gonna be like, what's going on? I've missed it. Oh dear. Fast and Furious. Ooh! Ooh! I don't know, I've played that one. Oh, I hope you have a good time. I don't know exactly how that game goes, but I like the films. Family. What's a bustle? It's a butt. It's a butt. It's a big butt. It's a historical big butt. It's a big butt from history. Where you add a butt to your butt so that, you know, when like corset and then that's a bustle. It's a big butt. I don't really know how else to describe it. I think that does it pretty good. It's just it's a historical large butt. You put a butt on your butt. Yeah, exactly. You put butt on your butt, and then that's your extra butt. It's like a tiny hoop skirt for your butt. A tiny butt hoop skirt. Yeah, that is basically what it is. It's a tiny butt hoop skirt. It's historical. A buttle. Oh my god, Kat, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's like, how would you describe a bustle? It's a butt. It's a big butt. I like big busts, and I cannot lie. Same. When I see a cosplayer with a big old bustle, I'm like, whoa, I bet that took so many hours to get right. Wow. I appreciate the hard work. So it's like butt padding. Yeah, it's like the butt padding. So it would make, the way that it would work is initially it would make the waist look slimmer because you've made the butt bigger. So it was like all to create that very traditional, like very thin at the waist, then going out on both sides. The bustle helped with that. And it also helped with gathering I think you could tuck things into your bustle. I think a lot of people would put pockets in their bustles so that women could carry stuff around, or like little sacks of stuff. into their bustles. There's, you know, bustles have been used for all sorts of things, but yeah. It's a historical piece of clothing. Yes. Probably the best way of putting it. It's history clothing. I'm not exactly making a bustle as well, but it's kind of like it's going to be the shape of a bustle. The volume. You basically have to play through different scenarios from the movies, destroying it. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I can see that as a video game, actually. A video game? I mean, of course I can see it as a video game, but I can see that as a board game. Bottle pocket. The bottle pocket. Beautiful player says, oh, it's cooperative. Oh, I do love it. You don't see a lot of cooperative board games. I love that. I love a good cooperative board game. Also, goodbye, Fluff. We've had enough of you. We need no more. Oh my god, there's going to be so much tiny fluffs. Teeny toony fluffs. There we go. So how course, yeah. It's like all about, like these are all pieces that would be used to create like a very specific figure, which yeah, would normally be like very small at the waist. And it wasn't necessarily about having a big butt as much as it was about emphasizing a small waist, if memory serves. So even though it has the effect of making the butt look more poofy, it is with the intention not of making the butt look bigger, but of making the waist look smaller. Yes. There you go. I am also in no way trained in historical fashion, so there is probably a much better way of explaining this. Old-fashioned booty, I think, is the best way of putting it in my mind. It's hard not to hear that as a butthole pocket. I mean, a butthole is kind of a pocket, but I like, what is the definition of a pocket? Because I guess technically you could use that, but I'm not sure if that's like... That's like saying like cereal is like a soup. Like, I could see cereal being a soup, and I could see a butthole being a pocket, but like, I feel like there are better options. A danger pocket. A very dangerous pocket. Oh, dear. Yeah, they have to be sneaky. They did have to be very sneaky. Pockets weren't allowed. So they'd put stuff, and they'd put stuff like lead in them on lavender and stuff like that. God. Olden times were weird. There's probably a reason, but like, also olden times were weird. Right, I need to make sure this kind of lines up. If it's a little bit big, that's okay. But if it's a little bit small, that's not okay. So we have to imagine this side being attached to like there, for instance. Yeah, it's big, that's fine. Being too big, that's fine, because I'll be trimming it down anyway. If it was too small, I'd be a bit concerned. That's all good. All right, well, we have to hand stitch this in now as well. More hand stitching time, heck yeah. Fine, once it's done, it's done. You only have to do it once. A pocket is a kind of pocket. It kind of is for drug smuggling. Yeah, but a lot of people put stuff up there that's like not for drug smuggling. It's like for, I don't know, just to say that you could do it. I mean, I guess it's relatively impressive. It's a bit of fun, yeah. Oh, dear. I'd rather not use my butthole as a pocket. Could you imagine, like, a twisted history podcast where it's like, and you may not have heard this, but in the olden times, women would use their buttholes as pockets because pockets were banned and not allowed. And so instead of building pockets into their dress, they would use their body pockets. It'd be so cursed. Fun smuggling. You want to put weird shit up there, chocolate starfish? Yeah, it's... Well, I'm all for like, yeah, like, we're not a judgmental zone. Like, you heckin' do what you want, but also stay safe. We're, you have fun, enjoy your life. You do only live once. Do what you love. Stay safe. Yes. Also, if you live somewhere where healthcare isn't free, stay doubly safe, because apparently it's very expensive to have those kind of things fixed. So, either stay safe with health insurance, or save money so that you can stay safe. Oh dear. Yeah, it's obviously can be quite dangerous. Honestly, just stay safe. I feel like you could save your money, save your insurance, just be safe. Oh my god! Wait, why isn't it popping up? It worked today! Or is it just gonna spook me later? Oh my god, Ian, welcome on in. I don't know why it's not popped up, because we had a sub earlier and it was just fine. What have you done? Have you hacked the system again? Swear to god. Heckin' hackers. But thank you so much for 14 months of madness and piss. Thank you. We're actually talking about right now, Eoden, is the butthole a pocket? By definition, could the butthole be a pocket? Or classified as a pocket, do you think? What do you think? You only live once, but also, do you want to explain this to a doctor? It's not even the explaining it. It's just like it can be really dangerous, like, because of it. So I could be, I'm not a doctor, but I think if you rip part of your intestine, that's a very difficult thing to fix. So like, if you did put something up there and it caused any damage, it would be really hard to fix it. And it can cause like a lot of problems. Like, out of all the injuries you can do, I think that's one of the ones where you have to be really careful, because like a small rip can be like pretty serious. Yeah, you want to be careful. Be careful of your butts. Oh dear. Someone pitched someone had a gun up there with the safety on. Oh no, safety off? What the? Why? God. Minor oopsie. I actually haven't answered. Please do, please do. Oh, it's not a pocket because it's a through hole? Oh, that's true, actually, yeah. I guess because there's a hole on either side. Good, thank you. Good answer, very fair. It's more of an exit, yeah. Anything's a pocket if you're brave enough. You get an infection and die. Yeah, you have to be really, really careful. Be careful with your butts. Yeah, I think, I mean, I could double check. I think it's like, there's something really dangerous about it. Is tear in large, because it would be intestine, right? Intestine dange. Would it be large intestine, or would it be? Does it go that far up? I don't know. Yeah. So it can be life-threatening. Actually, colon. Okay. In the large intestine, at least, it's life-threatening. But let's check on the colon. How's the colon doing? Also, Chaos, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Okay, yeah. Colonic perforation, so damage to the colon, can be a life-threatening complication. Can you live with it? And yeah, it can cause serious infection. It's insanely painful. It can be treated with surgery. If left untreated, the infection leads to death. There you go. Or disability.
Hey there, how are you feeling today?
God.
It's good to see you today.
Fucking smoke, come on in. Thank you so heckin' much for this heckin' 7 months. I'm a bit flabbergasted because we're talking about tearing your colon. But thank you. I really do. Yeah, I know. I told you did. I told you it was working today. Thank you. It's very heckin' kind of you. Oh dear, bring topical mathematics to the table. Heck yeah. Well, it's important. We need these answers. Nate, welcome on in. Yeah, we're on face cam at the moment because we're speed crafting and I need stuff done really quickly, and it's like means I need to try stuff on all the time, randomly. None for you, Eoden. I'm sorry, Eoden. Who needs med school when you have Jelly and Google? Google, how dangerous is it to rip your colon? It's dangerous. Really dangerous. Really dangerous. I'm not going to go into detail because obviously it's not me, it's someone I knew. But I did meet someone once who ended up having, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was effectively like an abscess in their colon. And they were off work for 6 months, waiting for it to heal. 6 months. And they, by the way, I think they were like 20 years old. They were really young. They were younger than me, maybe like 21. I think they were just out of university, so probably 21, young. And they just noticed like one day that they were having some pain, and so they went to the doctor, and then they were off work for 6 months because they couldn't sit. They were like, it took several surgeries to fix, and it got infected a couple times, and they were in and out of hospital constantly, and it's like, yeah. That's why I remember it being like really dangerous, because I was like, they're a perfectly healthy person and they were destroyed by like a teeny tiny tear. Oh dear. Oh my god. Terrifying. Body is terrifying. The more I learn about the body, the more scary it is. Oh my god. Oh heck.
Yike, Trayan.
We did it. I don't think it's... I don't think that will start it, but I appreciate it because I think technically, Eoden, you are already the person who would have started it, which means you can't do anything, but I still appreciate it. It's very heckin' kind of you. Thank you for the 100 bits. So you knew, right? It wasn't me. If it was me, I would tell you in like disgusting detail. Don't worry. I'd tell you all about the asshole rips. Claim it, use it as public health announcement. Yeah, be careful because if you rip your colon, it's really bad. A large Android food, you just poisoned your entire digital experience. Oh, no, it's fine. Honestly, my search history is already garbo. Like, I search so many things on Twitch that it's like, while I'm live or like after I'm live, my autofilling is all over the place. I've stopped caring. It's fine. I have an Ahegaho keyboard at this point. Like, literally, people aren't gonna come in and be surprised by my search history. It's fine. Also, 99% of my search history is just me typing in words because I don't know how to spell them and I want Google to spell check me. So 99% of my search history is really boring because it's just me being like, definitely, probably, onomatopoeia, because I don't know how to spell them, and so I'm waiting for Google to tell me how to spell them. Oh dear. I was like, for the 8th of Oxford. Heck, I'm sorry, Asshole Rips was my name. Nice. Very good. Andrew, welcome on in. I feel like we should try not to Google medical symptoms. Scary rabbit hole, you don't want to start too far down. Oh, I haven't ripped my asshole, don't worry. If that was the case, I would go to the doctors. Do not worry, Andrew. My ass is fine. We're talking about people that put stuff up their ass and the dangers of like using stuff that isn't like meant for that and why it can be dangerous. Yeah, do not worry. I am not in a... I am fine. My ass is fine. Maybe it can cause sepsis. It can, but then any rip can cause sepsis, because sepsis is just when an infection gets into your blood. So like you could have an abscess anywhere on your body and it could cause sepsis. It's the main fear with abscesses is that they can go septic a lot easier than other wounds. So yes. But yes, technically in the ass as well could also. Your keyboard would be very distracting. I can't type because it don't have the numbers on it because it just has these women on it. And so like I can't type. I haven't ripped my ass. My ass is fine. It's fine. Especially hard for me to go on a focus autocorrect. Yeah. Honestly, if it's been most hard, it's just typing YT because I'm too... Oh, YouTube! Yeah. I was gonna say, like, there was a period of time where I was trying to get together, like, my portfolio, and so every time that I'd put an at in, it would autofill it to a crafty jellyfish, and I felt so egotistical, because I had just been consistently searching my own name to find my socials, because this was before I had everything linked everywhere. I was just typing in my name constantly, trying to find all of my different socials, and for a while after that, Google would autofill my name. Oh, oops. I have searched this too much, but I need all of my socials. I don't have them on a bookmark or anything, so I was just trying to find everything. Oh dear. No, nobody better add that quote. We can make an exception here. Yeah, it's too easy. It's too easy. Yeah, I would say that's like literally, we're already talking about butt stuff. Making quotes like that, it's too easy. It's vanilla. Like anyone could do that. You have to wait till we're talking about something entirely wholesome and then add it. Those are the ones that tend to catch me off guard as well because I'm not thinking about anything rude. Oh dear, use Google instead of bookmarks. Yeah, just like help me find myself online. Also maybe not a healthy thing to do. Step A, we know this one. She's looking herself up again. Yeah, she's self-searching constantly. I just need all my socials. Oh my god. Vanilla, basic quote, you know? Yeah. Well, you know, I could see that one coming because, like, yeah, we're talking about butt stuff, but that's the thing. The context is there. Where it's the ones where it's like you take it out of that's a good quote. Where you take it out of its wholesome context into some kind of weird, creepy context. That's a good quote right there. Oh dear. What's in it for me? Your dignity as a quota. You're not dignity. Your reputation. Your reputation is a quota. If you quote stuff that's too easy, too vanilla, then you lose your reputation. Oh god, you know what? If you want to sit on my lap, you can sit on my lap. That's fine. I just want to get some thread quickly. It's very warm. Oh dear, it's all the wool and the fact that I've lined it with felt. Atlantique! Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. We've been talking about why it's dangerous to get a cut in your colon, and like what you should do, and how to avoid having your colon get cut. We're also making a costume. We're also hand stitching some of this in just so that when I get, like, it basically just holds it in place because it is like a bit of a weird fabric, and we're hand stitching it because if we machine stitch it, it kind of ruins the texture. So we have to hand stitch it so that we preserve the fluffy texture. Ah, yes. Yes, we're also talking about what makes a good Twitch quote. And personally, this is personal taste, of course. Everyone's different. Everyone likes different things in their Twitch quotes. But personally, I think Twitch quotes are the ones where it makes sense in its context, but when you take it as a quote, it's out of context, and now it sounds dirty. So like me, for instance, I don't use this as a quote because we've already got it on there. I just don't remember which quote number it is. But like when playing guitar, you talk about fingering a lot, right? And so you can be like, oh my god, this fingering's really difficult. I'm really having to give it my all. In context, talking about playing classical guitar, like, yes, this fingering is really difficult. I'm really having to concentrate. But you take a quote of that and the context is gone. It's just me fingering live on stream. That's a good quote. That's a 10 out of 10 quote right there. Yeah, I think that's how I rate the quotes. You know, were we already talking about something quotable, or were we not talking about something quotable, but then it's been taken to quote? That's a good quote. We discussed the danger of sticking a crispy nut on these things in your butt. Yeah, the usual. Oh dear, Drabble fanfics. What's a Drabble fanfic? Wait, I don't know what that is. Please enlighten this old lady. What is a Drabble fanfic? Think about fingering things getting shoved up the butt. What a stream. Well, yeah, but fingering is like what I do on guitar. And like, you kind of, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those things, it works really well as a quote because obviously it's taken out completely from its context. And then it's up to the streamer to remember if they thought the context is. Like if it's fingering, I'll probably remember because like I closely associate that word with classical guitar, as I'm sure a lot of musicians do with their own instruments. But yeah, there's other things that people have quoted that I wouldn't normally have thought of as dirty, but yes, out of context, I can see that. Oh, fingering butts. It's like the, wait, how old is it? Is it when men turn 50, they have that? Because I know, here's the thing, everyone talks about that, but like women start doing stuff like that when they're 25 in the UK. Yeah, like we have the smear way earlier than you guys have the butt finger. And the smear is like, honestly, it's fine. If you've never had one, don't worry. It's honestly not that bad. But in concept, it's terrifying. Oh dear. They usually have people do innocent stuff, but every sentence they sound lewd without context. Yee, they're the good ones. Did I show you my most recent? No. If you put it in the Discord, let me have a look-see. I can do a zoom. I realize that my camera is also not really capturing me, but I am here. Hello, hi. Not yet. Okay, that's fine. Prostate check. Yeah. Ah, dear. I'm sure other people are referring to figuring their instrument. Yeah, like I'm sure. So they start with just a dialogue that's full of double entendres, and then at the end it describes context, which is just stuff like loading the washing machine or fixing a car. Yeah. Is this like the deck sealant advert kind of stuff? Like that sort of I mean, I love that advert. I'm sure a lot of people here have already seen that, where it's like, I can fit so many people on my deck. 10 out of 10. Good advert. Love it. Now in cosplay, so... Oh, is it? Thank you! Also, Go, welcome on in. Good morning. Can you explain to my fiancé how a finger in the rear isn't that bad? No, I think... what do you call it? I was talking about the smear isn't that bad. And I can explain how the smear isn't that bad, but I can't... I haven't had a I don't think I have a prostate, right? I'm like 99% sure I don't have a prostate, but I could be wrong. I think that's a man thing, right? Do I have a prostate? 2 secs. Sorry, I'm gonna look at the Google really quickly. I don't think I have one. Oh my god, Atlantic! That is stunning! Oh my god, I love that. I love that. I love it. I love the colours. I love the pockets. I love the sheer amount of pockets. Men have prostates. Okay, cool. I thought so. It has less, but it looks so good. It looks amazing. Oh my god, that is very up my color wheelhouse, to be fair. So I really like that. Excuse me, sorry. Let me just scream. Have you ever actually done an inventory of your organs? No. Should I? Should I go through the organs I have and don't have? Can I add some if I don't have them? Could I add a prostate to my current build, or is that like a no? Can I add bits? Oh dear. Could I trade an organ for another organ? Oh dear. I think I still have my appendix. Would you like that? Does anyone want it? Oh dear. Have an analog lamp. It's a different shape and function, and it's not as problems because it doesn't surround the array. Oh, okay, yeah. Uterus is a bit in the way. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want that anymore. You have extra bone in your foot? Heck yeah. I've always kind of thought it'd be nice to have an extra finger if I could use it. If I couldn't use it, if it was a useless finger, then I wouldn't want it. But if I could use the finger, it'd be really useful. Because I so often am holding things like that. If I had like the extra one there, it'd just give me extra grip. I would take an extra finger. Specifically though, I would take an extra finger with my left hand because I don't need it on my right hand. I really need it on my left hand since that's the one that I use for like holding things. It's also the one I use for classical guitar fingering. So like, I would take an extra finger specifically on my left hand. Oh dear. Once you stack over the prostate tree gets great. Damn it! No, that's not fair. What if I want a dual wield? Oh dear. Appendix, no, I don't think I need to. Yeah, so I don't need an appendix either, right? A fun trivia, the 6 chain is actually dominant. Yeah, I remember that. Somebody mentioned this recently where it's like, yeah, the 6-finger chain is dominant, which is cool, but obviously it doesn't run in my family because I only have 5, but I would take a 6th. Like, I wouldn't be mad if I grew an extra finger. Oh, I remember a really long time ago. Okay, I'm gonna like fact check myself here. Didn't someone grow a horn once? But the way that they did it, yeah. The way that they did it was weird. Like, weird. Yeah, it was a nun as well. I remember this. A nun grew a horn. And she had to cut it off, but then it started to regrow. Yeah. But wasn't the reason that she grew a horn was because she was like consistently hitting that spot on the wall? Like she was just hitting her head on a wall over and over. And like that was what was caused it to grow because it caused like the bone to warp and then it grew out of her head. It could be wrong, but I thought that was what the story was. That was because she kept like hitting her head. Oh dear. I'm not sure. Oh dear. It's one of the most useful parts. It is. You don't need an appendix. It's useful. All girls in the very beginning. I disagree. True. Oh. Oh dear. If anyone wants a video that walks through the process of pelvic exam, I have a link. Which kind of pelvic exam? Like the finger or like the smear? This is not the best way of doing smear, where they put the thing inside you and go like a car, and they open you up and then they check inside and then they not quite like that. But if yeah, I mean I can talk. I've had the smear. I'm old enough. But yeah, it's easy. It's obviously like a little embarrassing, but like it's easy. It took like 2 minutes, if that. The worst thing about it is it's a little bit cold. So if you have it in the middle of summer, it might actually not even be that unpleasant. If you can book your smear for summer, you'll probably be fine. For me, it was winter and it was cold. But other than that, it was just like emotionally uncomfortable, but not really physically uncomfortable at all. I thought it would be a little bit more uncomfortable than it was, but it wasn't. It literally barely feel it. Oh dear. But heckin' adorable. Oh wait, what have I missed? What have I missed, Atlantic? Overall fit is a bit too form-fitting. Ah, you're fine. Hey, I would like that. Oh dear, she was a bunch of mistakes to refuse to patch them. True. Men actually suck in testicles or they be women. That is true, yeah. Also, thank you for the luck. You guys received the tool station. Ooh, heck yeah. Please do. Let us know your tool station haul. Heck yeah. Use the blade jack to open up the vulva. They check inside hand motion was horrifying. I felt that. It was a breeze. The IUD was the worst thing I've ever experienced twice in my life. I've heard that from a few people, where the IUD sucks. But yeah, smear, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's just embarrassing, like, and again, it lasts like 2 minutes, if that. Like, I'll be honest, it only lasts 2 minutes because you have to lie down, get in the position, and then unlie down and unget in the position. Because the actual part of it probably takes less than 30 seconds. It's so quick and so easy. And for anyone who isn't aware, women after the age of 25 are recommended to have a pap smear, or just the smear, every 3 years, because it tests for cervical cancer, or like the early signs of cervical cancer, just because it can be a little difficult to, you want to catch it early with that sort of thing. You do. So yeah, at the age of 25, if you live in the UK, you'll be invited. I don't know what it's like for people abroad, but here you'll get a letter in the post near your 25th birthday being like, would you like to book in for your first pap smear now that you're turning 25? I think some people get it earlier. Yeah, but it's mainly if it runs in your family. Most people will be 25. Yeah. Because I knew some people that had had it before me that were younger than me, but I think they had like a family history or something. Yeah, me, normal age. IUD being, it's a type of contraceptive. So it's like a stick with like a T. So if you've seen like a piece of contraceptive that looks like a T, it's like this. And they basically put it up your cervix and open it, and it blocks everything. But it is literally like putting a stick through a very small hole and opening it, and it's, yeah. Amazing catching gadget. They're really, really good. Honestly, weird conversation, but I do advocate for people to get the pap smear when they're invited to go get it, even though it's embarrassing, because yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Catch that cancer nice and early if you have to get it. Crying, wobbling afterwards, I fell onto the stove, blew my leg to heck. Besides, basically the best birth control out there, assuming that you don't mind an outpatient procedure that can be comfortable every couple years. Oh, there you go. Thank you. That's exactly it. I think as well, it depends. They tend to offer other contraceptives first, and then if you have a bad reaction to those, they might do that. Or if you've already had kids, they might recommend that one, because it is meant to be easier to fit after you've given birth. It's one of the ones that was recommended to me, which I didn't get. But it was recommended to me because if you have migraines, there's a lot of, and depending on what kind of migraines you have and symptoms, there are a lot of contraceptives you can't take because they're just not safe. So it was one of the ones that were early on recommended to me, but I was like, I'm a baby, I'm a little baby boy, I can't do it. I can't deal with pain or discomfort, so no. Oh dear. But yeah, depending on who you are, what stage of life it is, and if you can't take certain medications, it may be recommended to you. Ah dear, it's a good recommended. There's also two types, right? Two types. There's the one that has drugs in it. It's the one that has like some sort of hormone release in it, and the one that doesn't. And one of them lasts longer than the other. But I know there are two types. Again, because there's one type that I can't take because of the hormone release in it. It's bad for people like me. So there was only one that was recommended to me, and it was the one without the hormones, I think. But I don't necessarily remember what the different name for them both is. I just remember that there were two. They didn't take... That's awful. Yeah, you should be on something. Oh, dear. It's a good alternative for the pill for many. Yeah, it is. As with all the contraceptions as well, it can have other positive effects too, but it can also have negative effects. So it's important to talk with your own healthcare about what a good option for you would be, because like what the standard options in the UK are, I can't take. So it's important to like have that conversation with your own healthcare professional to make sure that you get one that is safe for you, but also is what you want. Yeah. Yum. The copper one, I think that's what it is. I think it's the copper one. And even the nurse seemed a bit like, we can do that one. It's one of your early options. And I was like, no. Honestly, I can't do pain. I'll just become celibate like that. Sorry. I am such a pain baby. Like, I'll cry at any pain. I go into shock at like the drop of a hat. I can't do it. I'm a baby. Thank you for the heckin' hydrate. Honestly, my tea is already cold. I appreciate it. Also, welcome on in, Space. Ah, dear. 2 weeks before the idea, I went for ultrasound and I did... Oh! Yeah, it's been a long time since today. That makes it... I think that sounds about right. Copper is great. I mean, UUMV... UMV? I don't know what that means, but it's ridiculously effective. Heck yeah! I'm just a baby. I can't do it. I'm really bad with pain. Oh, I get gas. See now gastroscopies, endoscopies, I can do those. I think I've had 5 or 6 endoscopies in my life. And I choose 0 sedation. Let me feel it. But then I'm a bit of a weird outlier case with that, because I always know that, so there's just something that I'm a bit susceptible to, so I've had like a lot of them, and because I know that I'll end up having more down my life, I just prefer to be completely conscious in there, because it gives me a good idea of what to expect next time. But yeah, those I can do. They're very uncomfortable, but they've never hurt for me, and so I've always just been like, they always hurt the next day though, which is weird, but like never at the time. How do they feel? It's an indescribable feeling. It feels, because it's like wiggling inside of your stomach, and it's a big something wiggling inside of your stomach. So it's an indescribable, unusual feeling. It doesn't really feel like anything else. The one thing I will say, and I think they say this for colonoscopies as well, if you've had a gastroscopy, burp. Afterwards, burp. It doesn't matter that the people, burp. Burp as much as you can. Get that air out of you, because otherwise it gives you a stomachache and you can feel really ill afterwards. Burp. Burp lots if you can. Like, drink a fizzy drink. Burp. Because otherwise, yeah, it just, all that air gets stuck inside of you and it really hurts. It's not like dangerous necessarily, it's just ugh. And the way that I did it when I had no sedation, I focused on like tensing different parts of my body. So like I tensed my toes, and then I tried tensing around my, like the bottom of my foot, then my ankles, and like slowly move up my leg and then move back down again the other leg. And because they're actually quite quick, they only last like 5 to 10 minutes tops. So you're just, you kind of go up and down one leg, and then you go up and down the other leg, and it'll be over. Like, it is a lot quicker than I think it sometimes feels. But if you don't take sedation, you can have it out. They'll make sure you're okay, probably give you some water, and you can leave. You can leave straight away. There's no waiting. You come in, you have it, you leave. Which for me is, I prefer. I don't like being in a hospital. I don't like staying in a hospital. So I do that. Yeah. Something wobbling inside you. Like, yeah, it's really difficult to explain the feeling. It's not a fun feeling. It doesn't feel good, but it doesn't hurt either. It's just like a kind of feeling. I don't know how to explain it. What I would say is, if you're nervous, tell your doctor. If you're scared, make them really aware of it. Because every time when I've been like, I am petrified, they'll be really nice and they talk you through every single step. It doesn't matter that I've had them before. Like, I go in, I'm like, I'm really terrified of this, and they talk me through it, and they like explain what they're doing. I did have a nurse telling me how much she liked my socks in the last appointment, and I was just like, oh! I had this massive tube in my throat, so I was like, hiya! It's like at the dentist when they ask you lots of questions because they're trying to distract you, but because you can't answer, you're just there like, ah! That fast? Yeah, it's really, really quick. What's his face? What am I working on? I am making the costume in this picture. This costume here. So at the moment we're actually working on the very bottom of the coat, which is just to add like the trim to it. So we're working from the very bottom at the moment, but that's the bit we're doing. How's supposed to be for you? Yes, pretty much. If you're really that hesitant, there are injections and patches, and if you didn't, the pill is always an option. Exactly. Excuse me. Speaking of burping, I'm unfortunately very aware and very pissed about not having a uterus. Oh yeah, never mind. Once I was like, oh sorry, yeah, and I was like, now I'm talking about tubes in the stomach. I'm talking about, you like those stomach tubes? I hear a lot of people talk about endoscopies as one of the worst things they've ever had done. And I do think it's a very uncomfortable experience. But like, again, talk to your doctor if you're having one. If you have a gag reflex, like a really intense one, let them know. They'll be really careful because they also don't want you to throw up. They also don't want you to be gagging or retching. So like, if you're someone who's worried about it, tell them and they'll go through options with you. And if they do those options and you're still struggling, they can always stop because they also don't want you to throw up because that causes a lot of problems for them too. And it's also like not a good, you don't want to go into the stomach right after you've thrown up because it's going to be really delicate and painful and not good. So yeah, they don't want you to throw up either. So if you're someone who just be open about it. Like, hey, when I put a long sausage in my mouth, I throw up. So like, you know, I'm gonna struggle with this tube, and let them know, and then they can talk your options through with you and what they would suggest. Yeah. Personally, I have the throat spray, so like the one where they spray the back of your throat, and I've never had. It's not a pleasant experience swallowing it. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's a very indescribable feeling. Unless you've had it, it's very hard to explain. It's very odd because your throat is numb, but you still have to swallow. So it is quite hard to swallow anything. Because your throat is completely numb, the muscles aren't working, which is what prevents you from gagging, right? But you still have to swallow it. And they did it really quickly. They do it really, really quickly. They're like, all right, swallow, and then you're done. So that bit's quite unpleasant. Because it is like, it does kind of feel like ramming against a hard object. It doesn't hurt, but you feel it. But then once it's in there, it's just a feeling, and you can feel the air that gets pushed in you. So it's like a mixture of like, it feels like I need to burp, but also that there's something wiggling in my stomach. So it's not a nice feeling. I'm not going to say it's a nice feeling, but it's like, it's not painful. You know, I always have biopsies or something, like they always cut little bits out when they do me. So I don't feel it. I can feel like a slight tugging, but it doesn't hurt. So even if you're having biopsies, it doesn't hurt. Like, it just, you can kind of tell when they're doing it. That's all I would say. But it doesn't hurt. It's just like a weird tugging feeling. Again, it's odd. It's odd. I threw up. The thing is as well, if you do throw up, don't worry. People throw up around doctors every single day. I'm sure they're used to it. But normally they do stuff where they try not to. Can't have anything on my phone when I'm awake. I have a really strong gag reflex and I'll vomit. Yeah, it's like that kind of thing you need to discuss, because some people will just need to be knocked out because, yeah. The downside of being knocked out is you do have to stay in hospital a bit longer afterwards. But again, if that's what you need, that's what you need. Fight to get the tube back. Yeah. I think that's good. Yeah. I'm also a dude. Well, you can have it. That's down the throat. So as long as you have a throat, you can have an endoscopy. Nothing ruins a 20-minute routine procedure point, like having to draw back numb and get a new tube, clean up the room, and do it all over again. Yeah, it's like they don't want you to throw up. Nobody wants you to throw up. I had an official COVID test last time. I was sick and I almost puked in the nurse's face. Oh no! I know a few people that really struggle with that though, because when you have to hit the back of your throat, they used to, because we used to have to do them at work sometimes, they used to leave the room and leave you with a bucket so that if you did throw up, you didn't have to throw up in front of the nurse. They'd let you do it yourself, and then they'd just give you a bucket just in case. It was very sweet. Oh dear, because they were like, we don't want to embarrass you. Like, if you're gonna throw up, you can do it by yourself, kind of thing. I don't want to make you feel awkward. But I've always been okay. I've done both ends. I prefer the one at the butt, but I hate the prep for that one. Yeah, that's the one as well. Like, if you don't fart a lot, it really hurts. I know not burping hurts, but like I think with colonoscopy, if you don't fart, it hurts even more. Like, it's really, really painful. you gotta get. They just both pump so much gas into you. You need to get it out, or it's gonna really hurt. The native tato endoscopy. Oh dear, that could take us out of context. It probably could. But we're talking about. I don't think we're talking about anything bad. I feel like they're relatively routine appointments as well. Like, a lot of people will either have an endoscopy or a colonoscopy, or potentially both, at some point in their life. I think it's a relatively common one. It's considered, yeah, they were really sweet. It's because there was a lot of like younger people working there with me, and you know, a lot of people would be really embarrassed to throw up in front of somebody else, especially while at work. So like, yeah, they were really sweet about it. They were just like, listen, I'm gonna let you do this. They would tell you what to do, and then once you'd done the test, they would come back in. Once you like let them know, you'd like knock on the door and they'd come back in again. And yeah, it was good. Here's the bucket, test that, I'm done with it. There's a lot of work, I filled the bucket. I can just imagine. Like a full bucket of vomit. Oh my god, someone somewhere did that. I had my first endoscopy when I was 9. The thing is, when you're under 18, they always knock you out here. They don't, like, I didn't have an option. I did though. Actually, that's not quite true. Because I had I don't know what you'd call it. I had an issue with something at one point, but it was an endoscopy tube. It was a thinner tube. But yeah, no, endoscopies under the age of 18, I was knocked out every single time. Because, yeah, you're a kid, and you just can't trust that a kid's gonna stay still, you know? You do need to stay still. You don't want to be wiggling around everywhere. And it is, you know, while it's not painful, it's very uncomfortable. So yes, of course, kids will wiggle around and stuff. Ah, dear. I gotta... Jason, welcome on in. Jason, we're talking about endoscopies and colonoscopies, which is when you have a camera with a tube going down your throat or up your butt to check for anything. Welcome on in. We're talking about the feelings of endoscopies and colonoscopies and the positives and negatives of being knocked out or not. I'm not embarrassed about puking in front of people, though. One way or another, they would have been warned. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I feel like I've warned doctors, not about necessarily throwing up in front of them, because that's not normally an issue that I have. But like, what have I warned people about? I've warned people about a few things. I always feel really awkward about it because I'm like, I'm really sorry. But I think a lot of it is to do with like, I faint at blood tests. I used to faint at blood tests a lot. But because it's not the blood and it's not the feeling of the blood test, it's because they always took blood tests when I was like really struggling to eat. So like I would be really underweight and like malnutrition, and then they'd take blood and I'd faint. Funnily enough, because I hadn't eaten or drunk anything, and which is why I was there in the first place. The amount of times, because there was like a period of time when I was having like a lot of nausea and I was really struggling to like keep food in, and they did a lot of blood tests, and nearly every blood test I'd faint because I was struggling to keep food down. Of course I would. Yeah, that was the time. I warned them. Like after the first time it happened, I was like, just so you know, I haven't eaten very much. And they were like, that was silly and before a blood test. And I was like, why the hell do you think I'm here? I'm here because I can't eat. Oh my god. But yeah, I've warned the people of that. I do get really embarrassed fainting in front of people. I know I shouldn't because like it's not something I can help, but I always feel a little embarrassed if I faint in front of someone. I try my very best not to. When you're under 18, they knock you out. I imagine them blocking your head. I think, well, the first time I chose gas and I regretted it, I thought I'd prefer gas than cannula, and I've never forgotten the experience that I had with gas. And not everybody has this experience, but I ended up getting knocked out really slowly. And so I remember like with my parents stood over my bed as I was getting knocked out, and I remember like seeing their mouth move but not being able to like hear them speak, and like I was trying to move my mouth to tell them like, I can't hear you, but I couldn't move my mouth anymore. So it was like slowly being paralyzed and then falling asleep. And I've never had it by gas again after that. I've been knocked out quite a few times, like by anesthetic, and I've always chosen cannula. I hate cannulas. They make me cringe. They make me faint. I hate them. But I always pick cannula over gas because that was terrible. I was only like 9. I was so scared. I remember waking up and my mum being like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, I was so scared. I couldn't speak to you and I could see you talking, but I couldn't talk back. Because I was only a baby. Fairy, welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. I felt like twice my life of fainting in subway was really weird. Oh my god. Yeah, it's scary as well in public because you don't know how people are going to react. Called A1 now. Big time and gaslit about my reproductive system. People tell me everything looks fine without allowing softoscopy. Yeah, and honestly, fair. Like sometimes you do have to take it into your own hands, especially if people aren't listening to you. I feel that. You teeny tiny beads, especially in your left arm, so I always ask the nerds if they want easy mode or hard mode. They choose hard mode. Respect. I had one blood test once, and I've never had a blood test like it. My Mama Jelly told me it's because they used a butterfly, which is not something that I'd ever had before, and I don't really understand what the difference is, but they use like a butterfly attachment with their needle or something. When I say I legitimately didn't realize they'd taken blood, like they were like, just a sec, I'm gonna prep your arm to take some blood. So they were doing this, and I was meanwhile just chatting with my mum like about silly stuff, and then they walked away and I was like, oh, I thought they were gonna take my blood, and my mum was like, they did. And I can't tell you, I literally didn't feel anything. There wasn't a scratch, like they didn't have to put a plaster on it or anything afterward. My mind was blown, and I've not had an experience of that since, and I'd never had one like that before, but it was too good. Like, I expect to at least feel a little something, but I felt nothing. It was crazy. He was very good. He was very good at taking blood. And all the people around me were like, wait, did I faint? I don't know if they reacted so weirdly when you get woken up suddenly and your brain yeah, it does. It takes you a minute to work out what's happened, especially if you've hit your head or anything on the way down, which is pretty common with fainting. I don't know how anesthetic works until quite recently. Oh, okay. Ooh. actually scary. Yeah, it is scary. Yeah, use vampire butter like this is vampire butterflies to domesticate them. Knocked out my cannula, they say count to 10, you didn't get past 5. I remember being like a smart ass kid and being like, and then being knocked out. Oh, no, yeah, if you don't get that far, you get knocked out really quick. It's a lot more pleasant, even though having a cannula isn't fun, like, it's a lot quicker and easier than I found gas to be. I could get, if you're very needle phobic though, maybe like gas would still be a better option for you. When the bunch pinch it starts flowing. Oh my god. It's crazy. It's crazy. Why don't they use that everywhere? Because maybe it's an expensive piece of equipment, I'm not sure. But like, I've had so many blood tests, but I've never had a blood test like that. They were so good. Oh my god. Good time to shut the brain down or just made you unconscious. You felt everything didn't remember, which is terrifying. Yeah. Does it shut? Well, no, it wouldn't shut. The brain never shuts down 100%, or you'd hope. Brain is always worry because it controls all of the muscles and reflexes in your body. Otherwise, you wouldn't be breathing and stuff. But it probably shuts down a fair amount. Nerve damage enough if you don't feel anything. Yeah. They're using their yawns. I want to look. Okay, sorry. Another thing for me to quickly Google. I should have really looked at this before because it's been many years since this. If I just type in blood test butterfly, will it come up, do you think? Test butterfly needle. Okay, yeah, so it does come up. Oh, it's got little wings. I see. I have had this once and it was a game changer. Like, I legitimately didn't feel it. And it worked so well. I also normally struggle with blood tests because I normally can't give enough blood because I have floppy veins. I don't exactly know what the terminology is, but they're floppy, so they stop really quickly. You can get the vein, but it won't give you very much. But yeah, that was so good. Also, have a lovely lurk. They maybe have their drawbacks. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, I guess they're not necessary because yeah, it's not like a blood test is insanely painful or anything like that. But honestly, they're so good. They're so good. Oh my god, have a lovely lurk. Enjoy yourself, Fairy. Thank you for popping by. But yeah, no. Also, Fairy, check your DMs if you haven't already, because I did send you a little something yesterday. Just, it's not important. It's just for your documents. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe you have, and I'm blind. You have. Ignore me. You don't need to check your DMs anymore. You saw it. I didn't notice. Oh, dear. Heck yeah. All good, all good. I was like, it's for your documentation, it's not that important. Thank you, thank you. Oh dear, I had one of those in my hand veins once because my arm ones were high. They were sneaky hidey veins. Oh dear. I honestly don't know what to do. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, that's fair. It's all good. Most of my tests are done at a testing facility twice a year, so doctors a script and lines in an app for me to use. Oh. See, we have think of something fun. Jab. It's like, ah. Although I'll be honest, it's not even that it hurts. I think it's just because I fainted so many times having blood tests that these days I'm just like, I just really don't want to faint. I just really don't want to faint. But I'm not afraid of needles specifically, to be honest. Even though I'm a bit of a pain baby, needles don't really get me. It's more, I just really don't like fainting. Bye, take care. Good luck with work, Fairy. I hope it goes well. Most fancy is because they can charge extra. I don't know, maybe. Maybe they just want you to come back. They're like, listen, I don't want to give you a bad experience, so let me give you the good stuff. I find I have really easy to draw veins. That was awful reading, but I get what you mean, Multi. Do not worry. I understand. I just can't speak. Oh dear. When your veins have to play hide and seek. My veins are pretty easy to spot, but they stop giving blood really quickly. So like, normally I require a few blood tests to get all of the blood that they want because they can find the vein. It's just it doesn't give very much. I don't know. My mum always called it floppy veins or something like that. So that's what I'm now calling it, is my veins are floppy. They'll give you it, but then they'll stop really quickly. They're very stingy. I have stingy veins. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. All right, flop that onto the table. Speaking of flop, I just need to trim off a little bit more at the edge. To be fair, I could have trimmed this before, but I was just being a little careful because I wasn't sure if I needed it, but it turns out I don't. I can trim that off. There you go. Nice. Oh dear, I pay the same £0 to go wild crash diagnosis. Give me the fancy stuff, yeah! My jaws used to be slow too. Maybe mine will get quicker then. To be fair, I haven't had a blood test for like a year? Maybe. It's been a while. It's been a heckin' while. Oh, no. No, it's been like a year, I think. Always dehydrated when they need to draw blood. Oh god. See, I like do the opposite. I overeat and overhydrate right before blood test, just again because I don't want to faint. I guess that's just because that's the fear that I have. Like if they can't get the blood, that's not on me. I have done my best, but if I faint, I do feel quite guilty. So even though I know it's not my fault, but I eat like that's the days where like I'll eat like a full English breakfast in the morning, as if I know I'm having a blood test that day. I'm eating a full English breakfast, having like a whole pint of water straight away. Oh dear, I had so many eggs today. Oh no, wait, what did you do? Did you make them different? Might just be needle anxiety. Nah, the reason that I have a low blood pressure, I always get told I need to consume more salty foods. Like, quickly, Jelly, eat some crisps. I think that's the one. Low blood pressure. So yeah, it just means I faint really easily and I have to eat crisps. Oh no, what a shame. What a shame that I must eat more crisps and chips and stuff. Salty foods. Oh shoot, what a shame. Yeah. Oh dear. Give me the fancy needles. I want the fancy needles. They never give me the, well no, that's true. They gave me the fancy needle once. Oh, never give me the fancy needles. I want the fancy. 4 eggs and 2 omelets, 3 eggs and scrambled. Oh my god, that is a lot. At least you cook them in different ways though. I do love scrambled eggs. Good scrambled eggs. Oh, gateway to my heart right there. When someone can make scrambled eggs good. Because like, I feel like there are not many worse ways to cook eggs than bad scrambled eggs. Bad scrambled eggs suck. They're so bad. But good scrambled eggs? Oh my god. Oh my god, good scrambled eggs are amazing. It just makes such a big difference whether or not like the person knows how to make scrambled eggs or not. So it's like, it's very risky business if you're like ordering it on a menu. Like, is it gonna be good? I don't know. It could be fantastic or it could be garbage. Oh dear. I also had a few dozen fish eggs. Did you like them? Were they good? Like scrambled eggs are too dry. It's like when they become like rubbery. Like when they're overcooked is normally what I would consider a bad, or unseasoned. Unseasoned or overcooked. Why do you not season your scrambled eggs? Like, it's just a bit of salt and pepper. I'm not asking for much, but like, season your scrambled eggs, important. And yeah, like, don't overcook them. And a lot of people overcook them. Ah dear, plain and dry, yes. Yeah. How do you like your scrambled eggs done? Not overdone. I like them a little gooey, and I like them with salt and pepper. Someone I know used to make spicy ones, and they were great. I don't know what the spices were in there, but the spicy ones were good. But yeah, like as a standard, I would say at the very least salt, pepper, and the little gooey. If you've cooked the goo out of it, it's overcooked. They need to be soft and creamy almost. Yes. Fish eggs be interesting in taste and feel. Yeah, I imagine. Too high heat, they stop being creamy. Yeah. No creaminess. That's the description I was looking for. They need to be creamy. Oh dear. When I try to make an omelette, it breaks apart. Okay, it's scrambled egg now. You know what though? I do appreciate that. Oh dear. Season with salt and pepper. Don't overdo them so they're a little gooey. Yeah, that's how I would say. Golden Rat, does he? In a nice way, or is he yelling at you like? The only egg here is you! Get in the pan, I'll make you gooey! I can't imagine what your Gordon Ramsay would be like teaching something simple like scrambled eggs. Oh dear. 6 minutes or 3.5 minutes for eggs. For a soft boiled egg, I'd say 6:45 is what I do for a large soft boiled. 6 minutes, 45 seconds. Not that I, time it or anything. I don't think I time any of the other eggs though. I think I only time soft-boiled eggs. Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe I'm going for medium-boiled then actually. Yeah, I'm probably doing more of a medium-boiled. I don't like it when the whites are soggy. I like white, stiff, yolk, gooey. And we only get large eggs, so. Ah, dear. I want my scrambled eggs now. Go get your scrambled. Wait, no, not raw, not raw. They're raw. That's one thing that I would say. I don't think you very often get undercooked scrambled eggs. I don't think that's the issue. I think it's the overcooking. Todd Gordon is kind of IRL. You know what? I imagine that he'd have to be. Otherwise, that'd be such an angry life. Now keep moving until it's beautiful. I'm like, I don't understand what is beautiful. When is my food beautiful? Tell me, what is beautiful food? Oh dear. To be fair, I'm very much of the I don't really care if it looks good as long as it tastes good kind of variety of chefs. To be fair, I make a lot of soft food. I'm a big fan of soups, stews, casseroles, curries, you know, soft food. What is happening with you? Are you okay? Did you get a knot somewhere and you didn't tell me? I'll tie a new knot in you if that makes you feel better. But yeah, I like soft food. So a lot of the food I make is maybe visually not the most appealing, but I like soft. I'm a soft lady. I like soft foods. Oh dear, I like my soft boiled very runny. Ah, so you like with the white as well. Fair. Oh dear. Good morning, America. Here's a tutorial for the perfect scrambled eggs. And it's only 1.5 minutes. Nice. Okay, so that's very digestible. I'll have to find that later then. I'm just curious. I don't get me wrong. I already make good scrambled eggs, but I would be interested in what like the advice is. We found a tool station does sort the machines are cheaper than online. So we had to pop round, grab 3 slot machines for quilt fast and get it organized on the very heck. Oh my god, that's really soon as well. Oh, good luck with the organization. I hope that it goes well. That's the year is flying by. That's right around the corner. Heck yeah. We're talking about how to make the perfect scrambled eggs / boiled eggs, like soft boiled. I don't know if you have any input on that. Do you have any how you like your eggs? What is beautiful boo food? Baby, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. What is beautiful food? I love it when the words are just way too long. Instead of love. What is beautiful food? Baby, don't hurt me. It's like so it's manic. I don't like soft boiled eggs with noodles. Oh, I like them with noodles. That is true. That's when I most often have soft boiled eggs. It's with my noodles. That's way faster, I should learn. Kind of like crack egg, magic? Okay, it should be. Yeah, mine doesn't look like that. The nice thing about scrambled eggs, it doesn't matter if you crack the yolk, so you don't have to worry about the yolk being perfect or anything, because you're gonna mix it up anyway. It's mostly done. I just need to print out the info sheets for each quilt and sort out the sum up the machines, otherwise you're good. Oh my god, so organized. So heckin' organized and on top of it. Ah, dear. Really just roll off the tongue easily, yeah. What is beautiful food? Because it's not runny. I don't like runny eggs. Ooh, okay, so you prefer like hard-boiled, scrambled, or omelette? I've been trying to make recently like the Japanese omelette with the mirin and the sweetness and the soy sauce, and I'm very much enjoying it. I do like some sweet eggs. I know it's a bit different, but I'm having a really good time. I thought it would be a lot harder to make than it actually was, and it's just an omelette with a couple of extra things in it. Easy rolled omelette. I will say my rolling technique could use some work, but the taste is great. Oh dear. French omelette, best eggs. I want to try like souffle omelette. Have you seen those? Like the omelette souffle? I don't think I've ever had a souffle though in general, but like I would like to try the omelette souffle. I am curious about souffle omelette. Sounds interesting and fluffy. Fight me if you disagree. How am I gonna fight you? I've never had a French omelette, so I can't fight you. You could be right. You could be wrong. I have no idea. Anime. Oh yeah. Veggies is best. I do like with veggies. Hard-boiled scrambled omelette, fried as long as it's been flipped. So like instead of somebody side up. Nice. Gulliver, welcome on in. It's been a while. Here to have some mints. Oh, bless you. I hope you have enjoyed your lunch. Take care. Don't worry about having to pop off if you've got work. We are making a very, very quick costume. So this costume needs to be finished for the last week of June. So we've got like a month. And I'm hoping to get all the sewing work done by the end of the week so that we can move on to the foam work. It is a costume from Honkai Railstar or Star Rail. I honestly have no idea. It's Honkai, the train one. And I've really been enjoying the game, and they're doing a creator competition if you are in fact a creator, ! Comp. But obviously if you're busy with work, it might not be the best time. Oh dear, if the other's a bit runny, I can cope, but with the white is oh no, I don't like white runny either. Me neither. Oh god, in the FNF game, Fuzz Juice hands in hand, so oh. I want to post an ostrich egg. That would probably take a really long time. That would be a long poach. You'd like it if you like. I do like creamy scrambled eggs. I do love a creamy scrambled egg. Oh, so good. Yeah, big pot for that one. Yeah. Also, like, I don't feel like I hear very many good things about the taste of ostrich egg. I mean, I also don't talk about ostrich egg that regularly, but I feel like when I have talked about it, it's been like, same basic flavor, but add a lot of, that does sound good. That does sound good. Oh, there it is. Thank you for putting the comp link in the chat. Yeah, if we have any artists, musicians, video editors, or cosplayers, there's 4 different categories that you can enter because it is a creator comp, it is not a cosplay comp. So if you are looking to enter a competition and you have like the time in the next month, there you go. A better solo, Han Solo. Han Solo. Oh dear. I was at con Thursday to Saturday. It was super cool. My health. Oh, bless you. Yeah, it's always difficult traveling with health issues, to be fair, in general. Conventions can make a lot of things flare up. I hope that at least this week you're feeling a little bit better, or that you've managed to recover okay. Food is up. You know, you probably could. So here's the thing, Jason. Lots of categories. One of the categories is audience favorite. Because you can do any kind of art, so it could be traditional, it could be digital, it could be more textual, collagey, you could do any kind of art. If you made, like, food in the shape of a Honkai character, while it might not win the grand prize, I do feel like you'd get a lot of points for creativity, and I do feel like you could win one of the audience, like, favorites. Yeah, you know? I don't know that you'd win overall, because I'm not sure that it's exactly what they're looking for, but, like, do I think you could still do well? Yeah, honestly, I think you could. So I'm just getting my music back up again. Mac and cheese art. Yeah, mac and cheese art. Like, I don't think they're expecting it, but because of that, I think you could actually do quite well. Like, legitimately, I feel like you'd stand out a lot from all of the other art, just because you've used a different medium. And most people can agree that they enjoy eating food. You know, it's a very popular topic. Oh, dear. You just gotta slow down a little pop it in the back of your mind when you're feeling adventurous. Heck yeah! To be fair, eggs is probably not going to be on the menu for... We're having an egg crisis. I can't explain it. None of the shops near us ever seem to have eggs stocked. Like, the amount of times we've tried to get eggs, and then they're just like... they're just not there. They're just out of stock constantly. We're having a minor egg crisis. So probably not now. But at some point, when we're out of this egg crisis, for sure, Sunnyside egg. Yeah. After the con is before the con. It's hard to be motivated to craft after a day, but oh no, that's fair. I work full time, so I can only manage Animal Crossing. Love Animal Crossing. I'm not playing it nearly as much as I used to, but it will always hold a special place in my heart. It got me through those lockdowns, like, as well as streaming, that and Animal Crossing, they got me through that. They were great. It works, Jason. Yeah. When you say creative competition, I could make a quilt. You could, but you would be entering the art category because the other categories are quite specific of what they want. So the art is the one where but you could make a quilt and enter it into the art category. Again, you would stand out because I don't think most people will be entering that. But I would double check the rules first just to make sure before you do anything that would take a lot of time. Yes. Don't you guys have a food crisis all the time? Maybe. Maybe. And maybe because I'm living here, I just don't notice that we're always in crisis mode. But potentially. But I've noticed that eggs have been very, very difficult to get recently. And like, even like the local corner shop recently started getting like independent eggs sold there. They still sell out really quickly, but because they knew they were going to sell out, they started getting like these like eggs from like smaller groups. Again, they've sold out, so I can't get them. But yeah, just because all the branded eggs are just out of stock constantly. It's what it is, I guess. Ah, dear. The nurse's line called back, and what do you know? I'm going to see some. Good on you. Honestly, good on you for making the steps. Heck yeah. Like, obviously it'd be nice if things were a bit easier, but hey, look at you. You heckin' did it. Oh dear. Not an easy phone call to make, to be fair. Oh, the joys of being on an island. Yeah. Egg crises. Brexit doesn't help. Honestly, there's so many. It's like such a combination of like everything that's happened over the last few years. It's everything. Nothing helps. It's not you. It's like the point where like when we're having these crises, you can't just be like it's this one thing. It's everything. It's everything on top of each other, piling up. It's like truck drivers not receiving fair pay. It's Brexit. It's all of the stuff during the pandemic and lockdowns. It's the staffing issues. It's everything. Everything makes it so that I can't have a French omelette. It's a combination of everything that includes Brexit. Yeah. I don't like it when people, like, not that you did to be fair, but I'm quite against people being like, it's just Brexit, because it's like, oh my god, it's so much more than that. It's literally, it is Brexit, but it's everything else as well. Oh my god. It's so much. There's so much. Oh dear. Speaking of garbage fires, I did see the picture. Do you guys want to see a picture of the fire? The aftermath of the signaling box fire, because I did get the picture. I did see it just a moment ago, so I can grab that for you if you're interested. For those who weren't aware, in South Wales we had a fire at one of our signaling boxes, and it's the signaling box at the station, one of the stations that leads out of Wales. So every single train that goes through the south of Wales goes through this station. Even if they don't stop there, they all go through it. And because that signalling box caught fire and burnt not only the box, but also the top of the rails, no trains have been able to leave Wales. They can now, I think, on like a reduced timetable. But yeah, for like the weekend, they couldn't. I'll put it in live stream chat in the, actually, I could probably just get it up on stream if you'd like. Do I have anything on here that I can add? If I do this, browse, did I save? Where did I see it? I literally saw, there it is. Okay. Wait, I need to grab it. Let me grab it, because this instant, wait, why is it over there? There it is. Look at this. Look at that signaling box. What happened? It's really cool though, right? Like, I've never seen anything quite like it, because it really did just sort of turn everything to goo. It's pretty sick, right? Oh dear. So as much, like, I will say, like, my family was all quite sad because we were looking forward to like meeting up, and then obviously with none of the trains running, nobody could meet up via the trains. But at the same time, we were also kind of like, ooh, whoa, I've never seen anything like that before, wow. Because like, it is kind of weird looking, it's kind of funky looking. I've never seen, to be honest, I don't think I've ever seen the inside of a signaling box full stop, let alone the inside of a signaling box that has recently been on fire. It's a metaphor for the UK. If it is. The UK right now. You need to pee again? Oh my god. Have a good pee. It means you're hydrating. Good on you. Good on you. I should honestly be hydrating more. I haven't peed, that's probably because I haven't hydrated. Electrical fires are scary. Yeah, so there's no pictures of it as it was happening, which doesn't surprise me. But there are aftermath pictures, which Transport for Wales posted on their Twitter and stuff, which is where I've grabbed this from. There were a few other pictures as well, but none quite as good. Also, thank you for the hydrate. This was the best picture, I think. Because you can see, but they took all the photos at night. I think the fire happened at night, because basically, yes, like in the morning, suddenly none of the trains were running, so I think it must have been like a nighttime thing. And also the signaling box, I don't believe, this is why I'm not exactly sure where it is. I know it's in South Wales, and I know that it's probably either between Cardiff and Newport or Newport and Severn Tunnel. If I had to guess, it's like somewhere around there. But like, I don't know exactly where it is. I just know that none of the trains going towards London, for instance, from Cardiff would run. And I know that basically none of the trains leaving Wales were running. And even a lot of the trains inside of Wales, if they would have gone through that station, stopped. Even if they didn't leave Wales. Yeah, it was back in time. But it's kind of cool though. No pictures happening, no! Like, there was no picture as it was happening. Like, yeah, it was just pictures afterwards. But again, it could be because if it had been nearer a town, I assume there would have been pictures. So again, my assumption is that it's probably on the rails, but kind of far from a town. Because like, if it had been like near one of the city centres, for instance, like near Cardiff or Newport, people would have seen it. And like, there's no way no one would have taken a picture. So yeah, I think they must have been pretty far out. But yeah, they didn't say, they just said like, the trains aren't running and like, here's why. What I will say, which was a little intimidating. So I went into town after this had happened, and I didn't, I don't live that far south, to be honest, but like even my trains like in Wales were like a little bit affected, and I went into like the station and I got to Cardiff eventually, which was a bit iffy, but I did get there. There were trains coming into Cardiff that weren't signaled to be there, and so things were arriving on platforms where other trains were meant to pull in, and it was just chaos. Like it felt like trains were just appearing out of the void, and like again, I was quite lucky because I was going a different direction, so like I wasn't really as affected as a lot of other people were. But like it was really, really, like, they were just trains appearing that shouldn't have been there. Like, one of the London services ended up turning up that shouldn't have been able to get past the earlier stations, and no one was ready for it, and it was a 10-coach train with nobody on it, and it was like, what do we do with this? Like, what is this? It was so odd. And like, just being in the station at that time was like really weird. Again, I was kind of lucky. None of my trains were, it was only a problem for me was leaving Wales. Like, my trains themselves are not that affected. It's only if I want to leave Wales with everyone else that it's like, yeah, then it's a problem. Which is why I couldn't visit my family, because they all live in England. But yeah, it was weird. And like, really, really, it made me a bit nervous to get back on the trains again, because I was like, oh my god, are they not scheduling at all? Like, what do they do? There's just trains appearing and they can't signal for... But hopefully they've got that sorted out. I know that they said they were going to be doing a lot of engineering work finishing tomorrow, I think. So hopefully pretty soon, like, it will be a little better, but oh my god, it was terrifying. Oh, they were just appearing out of nowhere. Ghost trains. Oh dear, we heard about signaling that it was worth it. Oh, they usually go to get on the train tracks, not necessarily. Yeah, that would make sense. Because again, it doesn't... You'd think if it was in a city, like, both Newport and Cardiff are cities. Seven Tunnel Junction, maybe they wouldn't get around there, but those are both cities I feel like people would notice. Yeah, you say trains. I think steam engines, not diesel trains. Yeah, also take care. Good luck with work. Thank you for popping by, anybody. Yeah, no, take care of yourself. I hope that work goes well. Yeah, that's what happened in Welsh news, is a signalling box caught fire and it's caused a lot of problems. There was, I think, a Beyonce concert in Cardiff. I have no idea how people got to that, because there's no way. So this fire happened, by the way, it affected me last weekend, but it actually happened a full week before. I was aware of it, but I was also like, they were trying to run trains again, and I didn't think that it would take a whole week to fix it. So I found out on the Sunday before, like the day that it happened, that there'd been a fire, as I think a lot of people did. And so I was in conversations with my parents, but on the day it looked like the trains were running, so I was like, perfect, I can just go catch my train again. And then when I finished stream, I looked and they were like, trains cancelled for the rest of the day, and I was like, okay, well, then I can't go. And then when I looked the next day, they'd basically done the same thing, so it's like, I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because I might have got stranded, and my family's really, really busy. Like, they have stuff planned basically every single day for the next month, so I was like, I don't want to be kind of there when they're busy, because I'm just going to be in the way, but if I can't get back, I can't get back. So in some ways, I'm kind of glad that I didn't go, just because I didn't want to be in the way. But at the very least, I got to see someone anyway. So I got to see my mum on Sunday, so it was okay. She came up and visited me on like her one day off for the next month. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, she hasn't got another day off till July. So I'm really grateful that she did pop up. I bought her lunch because I really appreciated it, and we went out for a nice walk, but like one day off. Like, I'm a workaholic, but whew, that's a lot. Oh dear. Can you send them over here so we can do things about cars? Yeah, they are, I think at the moment they're upgrading a lot of the Welsh system. I know there's a few areas of the trains, which I don't remember which bits, but I know there are some areas of the trains that are actually closed for a while because they're running upgrades so that they work a little bit smoother, which is good. It is overdue, to be honest, but I'm really glad that they are cracking down and doing it. Jealous of your fancy 1900s technology that we threw up over gridlock, concrete, and pollution. Yeah, again, the trains are not a perfect thing, and they do have a lot of issues, but they are trying to upgrade them, and I'm glad, because I can't drive, so it makes good for me. Just making a bunch of sugar rat. Oh my god, quick, do you have any pictures you'd like to share in the Discord to make everyone very jealous of your sugary rats? If not, don't worry about it. But I hope you're doing well. She doesn't have many days off now. She works for the NHS, for starters. She does multiple different jobs. She's like a very, very well-trained person. So the problem is, in the NHS, the more training you do, the harder you have to work. It's not like one of those ones where you go up and you do less work because you've gone up in it. The more you go up, the worse it is for workload. So she does so much. I can't even describe how much she does. I think she does 3 different jobs, like for different parts of the NHS. Like I know one of them is the 111 line, as like the nurse that would answer it for you, give you the call back. She does obviously work in practice, and then also she's doing the training but also working alongside training. So she's technically in training and has 3 jobs. I mean, it's very impressive, and I'm very proud of her. Like, the work she does is amazing, and she really cares about people, and you can tell she just wants people to be okay. But it's a lot of work. It's a heckin' lot of work. That's why I really appreciate that she did come down to see me, because I know that she's really busy. I think they do, thankfully, have a holiday planned, because it's been a bit of a nightmare for them the last couple years. So I'm happy that they can go on holiday soon. Yes. And have a nice time off. Oh, dude, that's the other reason I won't, because they're doing like a whole month of work and then they're on holiday, so which is good. They deserve some time off. Then I'm setting in the fridge so I can take some pics. Oh, lovely. Yes, I'd love to see pictures when they're done. That's a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed the heck out of it, but it shouldn't necessarily be to live life. Yeah. Nothing like 5 weapons offense in 2 blocks. God. But overworking healthcare workers is such a stupid thing and it ticks me off so much. It is. It's bad. And also, like, the pay for what they do, awful. It's generally awful. Like, we're very lucky that my mum is at a position where she is able to earn like a little bit more, but like, it's terrible. It's terrible. The hours, the stuff that you're expected to do, and like the thing is as well, obviously you have to be very well trained. You have to do like a lot of stuff like that. But it's also, there's so much pressure on you to be correct every single day. Like on the 111 lines, if you're wrong, if you make the wrong call, someone could die. Every single call. So you have people's life in your hands constantly. And like, the mental pressure of those kind of jobs of like, you can't be wrong. You cannot make a mistake. It's awful. And like, you hear about it, because again, I have a few family members and friends who work in the healthcare system. Like, very wonderful people, incredibly selfless, who just like want other people to be okay and to make a positive difference. They're wonderful people, every single one of them. I couldn't do it. Like, literally, hearing the stories they tell of like, you know, somebody making one wrong call and it leading to disaster, it's awful. It's terrible. And like, I feel like you should be paid extra just for that. Just for like that, yeah. And also because it is a job that I think not everyone has the emotional availability to do or capability to do. I couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with that pressure every single day. Like, I just couldn't. I know I'd crack and I'd make mistakes, and you can't afford to make mistakes when it's with people's lives. Oh dear. I worked in a hospital lab for a year and I'm still recovering from the emotional element. Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh dear, the pressure to be correct make people screw up, and it's counterproductive. Yeah, it's like so much pressure. And like the long shifts, because like, you know, if you're on call and you're going into a hospital and working on call, you could be there for 3 days straight and like you just sleep there, and that's normal. It's normal to literally go to work for 3 days and sleep there and just be on call for 3 days in like an A&E unit. That's normal. It's just normal. That's just what people do. How are you expected to be like at the top of your game on your 3rd day? Like, but that's normal. It doesn't break any laws because they sleep between them, so they're not working for 12 hours. But yeah, although I do think many of them do. It's understaffed. God, yeah, I could talk about that all day, honestly. It's because I have family and friends who work in it, so you see that the way they're treated in the system, and you're like, ugh. Like, I just I just want you guys to be able to be paid for like the incredible hard work that you do. Oh dear, because I wouldn't want to, I don't even necessarily want to change the way that they work, because if they enjoy it, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I'm not going to say it's always healthy, but like, okay, but at the very least you should be paid a lot for it. And you should get good holiday, because you need time away from that. The people, the high pressure, the great people meanies, terrible, yeah. Bleh, terrible, gross, how dare they? I think that's the other thing is I take it personally because I have family and friends who work in the system. Like I'm taking it very personally if you don't treat them well, because those are my friends and family. And so if you treat them like hot garbage, I'm gonna be like, oi, 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 oi. That's my family. Stop that. Or it's my friend. Stop that. Oh dear. I mean, the one that really gets me. Do you want a quick rant? Do you want a little ranty stream? Because there's one that really gets me. So in the UK. As far as therapy goes, we offer what's it called? Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. Yeah, that's what we offer, which is like an 8-week course that everyone can go on. It's very not specified. Some people, it goes really well and it works really well, but because it's really non-specific and they use it for everything, it doesn't help a lot of people. If you want to go to long-term therapy, you pay for that. But not only that, the therapist who you will have has had to pay for the entirety of their training and doesn't get paid by the government, like every other doctor and nurse in the UK. So normally if you train as a doctor or nurse, you'll be paid by the government. If you train as a therapist, specifically a psychotherapist is what you're looking at, so therapists that do like long-term therapy with people, you will not be paid by the government, which means you set your own prices, which means you are pretty much unavailable to the majority of the working class because we can't afford you. And it's not your fault. It's literally the system. Yeah. So only people that can afford it are people in financially very stable conditions. The other thing is the only people that can afford to become psychotherapists are people who are financially stable, who normally are from middle to upper class. Because there is no grants and bursaries to become a psychotherapist in the UK, which means you have to pay entirely out of pocket for it. And with that being the case, it means you have to pay like upfront like 60 grand kind of thing, at least. And yeah, most people can't afford that for training for a job that they won't even have like consistent pay. Because you're basically training to be self-employed because, yeah, you know, the government's not paying you. So, which means you get to a position where all of the long-term therapists in the UK are people that won't necessarily understand the problems their clients are having if they're working class. Not that that matters because working class people can't afford it anyway. There you go. There's part of my rant. It really bothers me. It really bothers me the way that it's treated. Because lots of people are saying mental health first. Like, you know, the government will make posters saying how important mental health is and to look after yourself. But will they do any grants and bursaries for people to actually train as a therapist in that field? No. See, like standard therapist, like CBT, the really overarching one, that's fine. But that doesn't help most people, especially people with more deep-seated and long-term issues. It won't necessarily help you with that. And it's not to say that that's a bad thing to aim for. Like, of course, you're still helping people in that. But if people need longer therapy, if people need therapy that lasts longer than 8 weeks, that isn't a quick fix, that requires quite a lot of complicated work, yeah, you won't be able to afford it most of the time. And not only that, you probably can't even afford to train as it because the government doesn't prioritize it. Yeah, but that's, I should say as well, this is specifically in the UK. I don't know about elsewhere. Oh, Sidor, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. A new angle I didn't know about. Yeah, it sucks. Discrimination for mentally ill people. It's better in Germany. It's not great here, but that's appallingly bad. Yeah, it's something I know other streamers in the UK have talked about, especially like people who do have a higher focus on mental health. Like, we talk about whatever topic comes up, so I can never really say that we focus on anything other than maybe cosplay, arts, crafts, VTuber stuff. You know, as far as like discussion topics, it's whatever the day brings. We talk about lots of different stuff. But yeah, that is something, it's very close to my heart, again, because I have a lot of family in the system, and it bothers me. It bothers me. Oh dear. They're always such a mess. They are. When I found my anxiety was so severe I could barely leave the house, and they decided the best option would be to attend weekly sessions with 40 plus people, and strangely it didn't go well. Oh, that's not good. Also, what am I making? I appear to have changed. I'm making this. I appear to have changed the wrong photo. Here's my cosplay. It's a melted signaling box. Okay, let me just change that. Oh god, I love making cosplay. My favorite cosplay to make is melted signaling box. Oh my god, 2 seconds. I'm making an electrical fire. Yeah, you're right. I'm making an electrical fire. Let me get this on. It's my costume. This is what I'm actually making. I could make an electrical fire, but I do think that would be like mildly against TOS because I think it would be like dangerous. There we go. Oh, dude, so you've been doing it for 8 weeks of it, and I know I need it. You can only, and I need it longer. They can help in the NHS for I needed to wait for over a year. Yeah, she half the price to save my life. That's really sweet. Heck yeah. I'm glad there are people like that out there. It doesn't surprise me because most people I see in the healthcare system are incredibly selfless people. What a cool stream. Yeah, we're making electrical fire. Welcome on in. Dear. Arson and violent crime. Listen, tempting. I feel like if I ever really mess up with my glue gun, like if I have like an absolute glue gun meltdown, I might just start taking stuff to one side so that I can become an electrical fire. Oh dear. Heck yeah. Also, I did just then finish stitching the bottom of this on, which is really, really good. It does mean we need to get to a slightly more complicated bit now though. So you ready? Are you ready? Buckle up. So I have to measure things now, and I have to measure things against other things. It's measuring or measuring it is. This is the first one we added the piece to. This is the one with the decoration on it, but also it's got the fur on the bottom. This bit needs... don't question this design because I am literally just copying the reference image, but it needs a black strip here. I don't know. I don't know. When you sip and get regular good carb, or when you pip and get regular good carbo to LSF and rake in the views. So I have been posted for a Makers and Crafters streamer on LSF more times than I would like to admit. But to be fair, it's always really sweet. Like the people that post me on LSF have really like nice intentions. They're really, really good beans. But yeah, I remember the first time it happened. I was like to my friends, like, I made it on LSF, and they were like, what were you doing? And I was like, something stupid, I think, probably. 99% of the time, something stupid. Welsh Girls, yeah, that's just like a Tuesday, innit? That's just normal Tuesday stream. Oh, also, actually, general question to the crowd, and I want like you don't have to be nice to me. If I made a leather blindfold, would that be a bit too bondagey, or do you think it suits the feeling? I get the character up again. She should be kind of here. So basically, I did a little bit more research in game, and that black line there, I thought that was just really dramatic shadow, but from other angles, you can see that black line is actually a blindfold. So just like, I have a lot of spare leather, and it fits the rest of it. And I feel like it kind of feels like it suits them, but at the same time, I don't want it to be like, here's my bondage costume. Like, there's nothing against bondage, but personally, I wouldn't do it in public, you know? So yeah, that's the vibe. That's the question. I'm back, I believe I have 25 more. Okay, 25 more removed from somehow by miracle, not a single one. Yeah, good on you, Andrew! Heck yeah, you should go actually buy a lottery ticket. Oh my god, wait, are you a moly person as well? I've started getting moles on my palms, and I was like, I didn't even realize this was a thing. I would say all of mine are very safe, and there's someone else in my family who has a lot of moles as well, so I'm just like, genes. But yeah, are you a moly person? Join me. I am also a moly person. So many moles. Oh dear, I look forward to having more and more moles in weird places. Yeah, the weird ones are the ones that like start appearing on like inside of my fingers. Not that you can really see it, actually, I've just realized. There's like a teeny tiny one there. There's one on my thumb. I got one on the inside of this finger the other day. Weird. Oh, true, yeah, you used to. Oh, true. You're not a moly person. Oh, well, goodbye. It was nice having you for 1 minute. Oh dear. Heck, oh, sorry, I've missed some stuff. Do it. It fits the character's personality. Okay, we've been together for years, so we had to cope with situations. Oh, heck yeah. make it accurate to the costume. Not going to be popping on stream and fin-doming. Who gives a... I don't know. I think is it fin-doming or fem-doming? I could fin-dom. It'd be like a fish, but very dominant. I think I would be a better dominant fish than a dominant fem, if I had to say. But listen, if you need a dominant fish in your life, that could be me. Jelly, the dominant fish. Where's the other side? I've literally just been like flapping my arms around, looking for the... There it is. I need to match this one. So see that leathery bit? It's only sewn on one side, but it needs to match that. So I think the first thing to do is going to be to pin this shut. I did try ironing it yesterday and it melted because it's plastic and I didn't think of that. So what I'm gonna do is not do that this time. This time I'm just going to pin it and maybe iron it very lightly afterwards, but not before, because it melted on the lowest level of my iron and I was like, okay. Listen, I tried to do a good thing. I tried to do a good sewing thing and I tried to iron it, but it was not having it, so today, no ironing. No, fin-dom is when you dom someone by making them pay you. Oh, it's not fin... Excuse this grandma, I'm so sorry, I don't know the down with the kids terminology. Okay, so it's like I ask you for money, not that I become a fish. Although, listen, out of the two, I could come with like a fish mask on and be like, sit down, hydrate, don't litter in the ocean. Yeah. A dominant fish in your life. Oh dear. Oh, not ask. Oh, sorry. Give me your garbage. Yeah, like that, please. Did you put a cloth on it? I used some paper, like a baking paper, I think it is. I used that afterwards and I can iron it with baking paper, but it still makes it very tacky. I think it just has a really low melting point, to be honest. And it doesn't really fold very well anyway because it's stretchy and it just springs back. So, you know, I had a good think about it and I was like, it's not worth it. I'm just not, I'll iron it very carefully afterwards just to like press the seam, but like I've given up on it. It's too wibbly. Oh dear, I've already failed? Wait, how did I fail? I told you. Oh dear, police. I spent many mistakes of playing board games. You're fine. That's part of the fun is not always being 100% maybe correct in the board game. That's part of the fun. If you're having fun as well, then you're doing board games right. Because the whole point is to have fun, right? Is that big enough? That's what she said. I think so, though. Jokes aside, I think that's probably right. Oh dear. Could you stream it without actually putting the iron down? Oh, steam it, not stream it. Excuse me. Sorry. Please excuse me, I am dumb. Could I stream? Maybe? Yeah, to be fair, I probably actually could. I do want to buy maybe I just I just bite the bullet and buy a steamer. Like, I have wanted to buy a steamer for a while. Maybe this is the push that I need to just buy it, because it would make traveling with costumes a lot less risky, honestly. Ah dear. Saying, I can't concentrate well or forget things. I don't understand how to play a winning strategy. But long and vibing with the table, that's all that matters. Yeah, it's all about having fun. And I hope you are having fun, by the way. Yeah, because I'm all supposed to be drawing stunt cards at the end of each turn. Oh, oops. Oopsie-doopsie. Yeah, how are you going to do stunts without those stunt cards? It's important. Every good stunt artist knows that. Oh dear. You're too outwardly happy for the character, so it'd be a stretch. Like, all the big costumes I've made have all been villains. I always make the bad guys, and like, I don't disagree. It doesn't suit my personality at all. But I always really like the costumes the bad guys have. And so, yeah, here we are. I just make things that I like making, but don't necessarily suit my personality a lot. Like, oh, actually, yeah, for anyone who's new here, by the way, here's a costume that I made last year. They are Mateus from Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. They are one of the bad guys. Again, this is normally what we're making when we're not making really, really quick costumes. It's more like this kind of style. Sorry, I realize a lot of people here actually might not know what I do. I do this. This is what I do. this. The bad guys. The villains. I am a villain. But I have fun, so it's worth it. Oh dear. This is what I show people. Oh, thank you. Yeah, honestly, it's such a handy video to just have, like, lying around where I can be like, quickly, I want to show people what I do. Easy. This is what I do. It does make it nice and easy to describe the costume because I don't have to worry about I don't need to use words. I can just use video. And honestly, I do a lot better using video than using words. Oh dear. It's more fun to embody someone who's different from your personality. That is true. I like being like an evil villainy character. I left way too early, but we ignore that. Thank you! Why use words when you can use vid? Exactly. As Twitch streamer, I prefer not to use my words, and I prefer to talk purely through imagery. But I'll be honest, when I talk through pictures rather than words, I do think I make more coherent sense. Like, trying to describe what I want to do is hard, and I tend to use like, I put the bleep bloop on the ding dong, and then the wee woo goes inside the ding dong. Ta-da. I know what I mean. But does everyone else? Probably not. Alright, bring the other one back again. Just need to flop them on top of each other. It should be nice and easy. There we go. And it only... What? What? Only to there, is it? Okay. That works really well, actually, because it goes to about there. Which means I want this one to be to about there. Nice. Yeah, it needs to go to like a bit of a weird angle, so I'm just using the other one so that it looks relatively symmetrical. You won't be able to tell when it's just hanging down, but like, make my life and the photographer's life a little bit easier and have it basically symmetrical. Oh my god, speaking of cosplayers, Blapple! Welcome on in, I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Oh dear. Also, no, thank you for the follow. I hope you're doing good. I was like, holy shit, and when did she stream? Oh, and he's in the same area. So I think it's just an intro. Oh, bless you. Thank you. That's very heckin' kind of you. Showed my cosplay. Bye, everyone. Yeah, I made this. Goodbye. Hey. Oh no, speaking of cosplayers, it's Blapple, an award-winning cosplayer who has just entered our stream. Everyone praise us for the good luck that we've had to be graced by such a talented individual. I hope you're doing well. 4 a.m. start times are a good match. Yeah, no, there's a lot of people, like, then I wouldn't say they're not regulars, because I do see them multiple times. Well, I guess, I don't know, what is a regular? I recognize them when they come in, but I also know every single time they come into stream that they're up late or they're up early. Like, I'm very aware that I only get to see you sometimes, but it's still nice to see them, obviously. Okay. Are these all... No. Answer my own question. Are these all pinned down? No. No, they're not. Award winning. What's the criteria? Having won an award in your life? I saw you. You were like one of the finalists. I actually guess I'd say finalist counts as award winning. I'm gonna count finalist as award winning. Sorry, Blapple. Award winning finalist streaming cosplayer Blapple. If you ever need anyone to write like a CV for you, I've got you. I'm ready. I'm ready to sell you and your skills to a wider audience if you ever need someone to write you a CV. Oh dear. Heck yeah. Oh, I am award winning though, exactly. Award winning, finalist, big cosplayer, big name in the cosplay community, Blapple, also streamer. Yeah. I have to win a competition, yeah. Me too. Ready to sell you. Yeah, and then 40 people, yeah, I will. I'll sell you. I'll sell you anytime. Just give me the word. Oh dear. I haven't won shit. I've won 2. So very technically I am an award-winning cosplayer, but I don't necessarily see myself an award-winning cosplayer because the competitions I've won have been very small and more local. The only one that I won that was a little bigger was I was going to represent the Cardiff cons at once, but I won my place in the final. I didn't win the final. To be fair, the final also didn't happen because we went into lockdown. But yeah, that would be I think the closest I got. Yeah. Oh dear, chew toys, all of them. You got so many chew toys. Hi, can I have your? Yeah. Very famous, very heckin' famous. Kakiri, very famous cosplayer. Get the autographs while you can. I don't know how long they'll be here. You know, they might leave. You need to get those... Can you sign an autograph over Twitch? Get those heckin' autographs while you can. Sell them on eBay. Oh dear. I'm a super lazy cosplayer. I don't think any cosplayer is a lazy cosplayer. Because you're going out of your way to make something that shouldn't exist in real life. I don't think a single cosplayer in the world is a lazy cosplayer. Excuse me. I don't believe that exists, I'm afraid. I don't think you can be a lazy cosplayer. What? Oh, Cat would have got group cos. There you go. Oh my god. Catcadia, award-winning cosplayer in my chat. Get your autographs while you can, peoples. Ah, dear. Everyone starts small. That's not true. You know, I saw someone make their first cosplay, their first ever cosplay for the first time last year, and then entered it into TwitchCon, an international cosplay competition, which is like one of the highest levels of quality you get here. And they represented one of the few spaces in the armor category for their first ever costume. Not everyone starts small. Some people start stupidly big. I don't know how they manage it. I start small. I do little ones first. Rusting a whole dress for the past couple of months. That's not lazy. That's not lazy at all. I've only competed nationally twice. So far I've won for my city, but I've never... Yes, you're the same position as me. I've won for my city. I've never won the overall. Yeah. Which is still award-winning though. That's the thing. You are, I'm afraid, I'm so sorry, an award-winning cosplayer. Because even if you didn't win overall, you represented. Like, I would say, yeah, that's... I'm afraid, I'm so sorry. You're still an award-winning cosplayer. You need that on your CV. Oh dear. Also, Blapple, this might make you cringe. Yesterday I tried to sew leather with a sewing machine. And then it's pleather, to be fair, rather than real leather, but it's pretty close. And then I melted it with my iron. It was so gross looking. Oh dear. I don't do small. True, actually, yeah, Cthulhu, you're another creator who doesn't really start small. Listen, I appreciate it. It's not what I necessarily recommend, but there are some people who do just flourish from doing a really big costume off the bat, or a really big project off the bat. And listen, if that works for you, heck yeah, go for it. I also make stupid mistakes. Yeah. Oh, it was bad. I think they got too big, and I realized my cosplay probably took me 2 years to make. No, you're doing really well. As long as you're enjoying yourself, you're doing it right. Got some super quick, people get famous super quick or famous for later. That is also true. Some people are also just very good. And cosplay is one of those skills where it incorporates a lot of other skills. So if you have any skill, whether it be like artistic based or even not, you can normally incorporate it in cosplay. So like if you're an artist already, you can easily incorporate that as part of your costume. Even if you're like someone who traditionally does like oil paintings like Bob Ross, you can incorporate that into costumes. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh dear. This is why I used a test piece. Yeah, it was technically like I was just trying to iron it flat, so it wasn't, I hadn't done too much with it yet, so it was okay. It was a low setting. It was the lowest setting my iron did, and it still melted. And I have some of the leather now on my iron, which I had to wait to cool it down to like peel it off, so I need to peel that off. Another reason I don't want to do ironing today, because I actually have to clean my iron, because there is some like sticky black tar on it right now. I've been cosplaying for like 10 years. Yeah, you still make stupid mistakes. I make a lot of stupid mistakes. It's just when I'm not thinking, like, oh yeah, no, that's, yeah, on low, yeah. I guess we did it through a tea towel. Yeah, I did end up doing it through, it wasn't a tea towel, it was baking sheet, I think. And that was okay, because it still melted, but I could then peel it off the baking sheet. Eventually, I will want to iron it a little bit flat, but I will probably use something in between just to make sure that it is safe. I'm kind of glad Total didn't happen because I would not have been able to finish it, honestly, relatable. I wish it happened just for the cosplay scene, but yeah, honestly, it happens. It happens. I wanted to make a quilt for a month. I'd have a small quilt the next week for the quilt fest, and I could literally have the stream I did to make a Honkai star real quick, because I hate myself. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, would you make like the train? I'd be really curious about what you would make as a quilt. I guess you'd have some time to design it. Also, yeah, if anyone is a cosplayer in chat, which, by the way, I know that we have some award-winning cosplayers in the chat, but if anyone is a cosplayer chat, !comp if you are looking for a cosplay competition with a short deadline. So this cosplay competition opened last week. It's literally just opened, and you couldn't have made it before. So if you are interested, cosplay competition from... There is one, and it is for artists, musicians, editors, and cosplayers. So there are 4 different categories. So if you are looking for a cosplay competition, and you only, just a short time period one. Oh, who raided me? It was Sand! I can get their proper name, but it was Sand! Sand Experiment. Yes, no, it's Sand. I'll do them a shootout really quickly. Then you can go follow them. Very talented artist on Twitch. They do a mixture of other stuff as well, but they do really fantastic sand art. There you go. I was lucky to meet them before. They're very good. Oh dear. We're baking leather. Yeah. Delicious, delicious baked leather. Happy little accents. If we are to say, oh, true, yeah. Oh dear. I'm seriously considering the train that is loading screen, but yeah, the train is in all of the pull animations as well. So when you're pulling a character, they come out of the train. It's really cool. Oh dear, there you go. I got you. It's Sand. I should probably start calling people. This is a problem. I mean, anyone who's been here for a minute knows I shorten everyone's names. Like Blapple. Blapple is a pretty normal one, I think, because Blapple, I think everyone calls Blapple. But then you got Cat, which is not Catcadia, it's just Cat. And then me is Jelly, Shifty, Vile, Zero. I tend to shorten everyone's name a little bit, which means when it comes to people trying to find people, it's like, I can't find anyone called Zero, or I find 10 people called Zero, and it's like, oh shoot, let me just get you the proper name, my bad. Everyone immediately gets a nickname, but it's normally just part of your name. And if I use the wrong part, you can always correct me and I'll switch it. Oh dear. Sand. It's Sand. Both of those Black Apple Creative is an insane mouthful and annoying for anyone, so like Blapple it is. Blapple's a great name. It's a great name. A very strong mouth feeling name. Very good. Oh dear. A fun name to say. Oh dear. Jelly, for the same reason, it's just a lot easier to say than a crafty jellyfish. It's just Jelly. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, most people come in and start calling me Jelly immediately, so if it's the one that people tend to automatically default to, that works for me. Some people call me Crafty. I don't dislike Crafty. I just think it's kind of funny because then I'm Crafty and I have a mod called Shifty and it just sounds like we're a very suspicious channel. It's like got Crafty and Shifty. So I tend to go for Jelly over Crafty. Just because Crafty has that double meaning of like, also suspicious. Oh dear. No one calls me Fish. Someone used to call me Fish and they've been banned. But they weren't banned for calling me Fish. They were banned for putting slurs in the chat. But I remember right back when I started streaming, like a really long time ago, like over 3 years ago, it was the first person I ever banned. And they were starting fights with other people in my channel and I didn't really know what to do, but then eventually they said something that was just like, I can't let that slide, and so I banned them, and they were the first person I ever banned, and I felt really, really guilty about it. I felt like maybe I'm overreacting, or maybe like they were just having a bad day, like maybe I've made their bad day worse. Things have changed. Times have changed. I ban a lot easier than I used to, just because like, first of all, I guess I've met more people that are like specifically looking to upset people. But yeah, it was. I think the first time you ban someone is kind of hard. At least maybe not for everyone, but for me it was. Crafty means that too. Yeah, suspicious fish. I'm all gonna. Oh, you're fine, Naughty. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for popping by. I hope it goes well. I'm one of the first person I banned because I didn't know what to. Blapple. Blapple. Oh dear. Heck. Oh dear, no. I think do you ever forget your first ban? I guess if your first ban is a bot. I think I did ban some bots before then, but the first person I banned who wasn't a bot, I remember. I remember feeling really guilty, but I look back on it like, not only did I feel like I made the right decision, I should have made that decision much earlier. Like,
I should have, because I was making the chat a really uncomfortable place to be for everyone else by keeping them around. And then that's helped me feel less bad about banning people in the future, because if they're like creating a really bad vibe in chat, even if they're not technically doing anything against the walls, which obviously this person ended up doing, but like, there's no reason to have someone hanging out who's just making everyone feel uncomfortable. I'll just get rid of them. It's hard, it is. Do bots count as viewers? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, right? Maybe? I don't think they do though, because I don't think they can technically watch. You've never got to ban anyone? Really? Oh my god, I need some of whatever you're doing then. Yeah, I think I had to ban the first person like 3 weeks into streaming, where they were saying pretty nasty things to other people in chat. The other thing is, and like it has definitely like a precedent, it's not a rule, but if you tell someone else in chat to shut up in like a not joking around way, like shut up you're silly, because obviously we get a lot of that, because a lot of chat flirts with each other. I don't know why, but a lot of chat ends up flirting with each other, so you get a lot of, oh, shush you kind of thing, which is obviously very different. But if anyone legitimately shushes somebody else in chat or shuts someone else in chat, I will instantly ban them. I will instantly ban them. And it doesn't affect me at all, but I really hate seeing people being like told to shut up because someone else is talking. And I have banned a few people, and it's not in the rules, but I also do feel like it's like, did you pass the vibe check? No. No, you did not. Especially not if you're telling, like, unjokingly telling people to shut up. I've had people tell me to shut up as well, but which I think is hilarious. Why are you in my stream? I don't. This has happened more recently, where someone's come into my chat and been like, "Can you talk less?" And it's, I mean, yes, but also, why are you here? Go craft by yourself if you don't want to talk to people. That's happened a couple times. People have asked me. I get people asking me to talk slower, or like if I can repeat things. That's fine. Obviously, I do talk quite quickly and I get quite excitable, and it can be difficult to understand me, especially if you're already hard of hearing. But if you're telling me to just talk less, it's like, why are you here? Why are you in a Twitch stream? What's going on? Are you okay? Have you got lost on the internet? This isn't YouTube. Need less viewers and that helps. Yeah, but that's the thing said. The first troll I had was when I had like an average of less than 3 viewers. So I only had, I think on average 1 to 2 viewers at that point, because it took me a minute to get over the 3 viewers. So when I was, before affiliate was when I had my first ban. When I had the person like being rude to other people in chat and I wasn't sure what to do and stuff, I would have averaged less than 3 viewers. But I do also feel like when you have less viewers, sometimes you are also targeted, like by people like that. Like, because now if someone comes in as a troll, you know about it in the first sentence they say. Like, they'll come and immediately say something that's rude. Whereas back then the trolls I had were like long term trolls, where like they'd come back and be nasty again and again because yeah, they get the monopoly of your attention. Yeah, exactly. So I do think you get a different, I think they were always more malicious, to be honest. Like, what I receive now is a lot easier to handle for the most part. Oh dear, never ban anyone, but if someone come into my stream, they were mean to me yeah, I would ban them, yeah. I felt really guilty the first time, but looking back, I don't feel bad about it at all. Oh dear, I had more trolls when I had less viewers. Yeah, I think it can be up and down, but I would definitely say, I don't necessarily think that I have less trolls now, but I think the trolls I have now are a lot easier to deal with because they're a lot more obvious, or they're just like, you know, the mod team. Could also just be the mod team, but yeah, no, back then it was a lot worse, like as far as like the things people would say and do were worse. Yeah. Oh dear. And yeah, I think it is just to do with the fact that they would get more attention because there wasn't anyone else there to distract, so you would kind of become a target. But yeah, that happened to me a couple times. There was a statistic I read long ago that showed that on average female streamers ban more people than male streamers. The thing is, I totally understand that, like it's not exactly shocking. I mean, even if though, the split of viewership, how to put it, it doesn't surprise me, but there's a few reasons it doesn't surprise me. Like, there are a lot less, I don't know how to explain it, but statistically, I know it's changing, but there's a lot more men on Twitch, like as viewers. But also, yeah, there are people, I don't know. Maybe things are different. I know women can be nasty as heck as well, and you see it, like, on Twitter as well, people beating each other down. But it's different, I guess. A different kind of trolling. I feel like more female trolls on Twitter, more male trolls on Twitch. It'd just be a platform thing. Oh dear. I had trolls one time, luckily. Only one time. Okay. Oh. Well, I mean, honestly, I hope for everyone in Twitch that you don't have bad experiences with viewers. Like, I feel very lucky for the people that have found my channel. Like, they're really chill, they're fun to talk to. We can have silly conversations about, like, getting a cut in your butt and why it's, like, a problem and stuff like that. And I don't have to worry about people taking it the wrong way or being upset and stuff like that. I think despite the fact that we do talk about quite unusual subjects, everyone's very respectful. And that's, like, yeah, like, I'm very proud of the people that have found my channel and how respectful everybody is. Like, it feels like a lot of respect in this community, and I really appreciate it. And I think it works well because of the unusual topics we often find ourselves talking about. But yeah, lots of respect. Everyone's very chill. And like the few times, I will say, like, there have been times where with regulars, I've had to put my foot down on things that I'm uncomfortable with. And it's been so like, oh my god, sorry, yeah, if you don't like that, that's fine. Done. That's been it. Like, I don't think actually ever have I mentioned to a regular that, no, there's one time. But other than one time, I don't think I've ever mentioned to a regular viewer that there's something they're doing that I find uncomfortable and they've ever taken it the wrong way. Everyone's been so good about it. Like, really, really good about it. And I didn't think that it would be like that, but I'm very appreciative that it is. Because it means it feels like if there's something happening on stream that I don't like, that I can just say it and, like, no one will get personally offended or, like, you know, that they won't mind. I think most of the time as well, if something is upsetting you, most people would rather know. Like, as far as I'm aware, most people don't go out of their way to just upset you. So, like, if there's something you're doing that, you know, people don't like for me, it was pet names. And people would come in calling me sweetheart, baby, love, stuff like that. It makes me uncomfortable. And I know it's a normal thing in a lot of people's speech, but personally, I don't like it. Like, for me, that's something that's reserved for relationships, so it makes it feel a bit uncomfortable when people refer to me as babe. I don't like that. And so, like, we put our foot down on that with a couple of people in regulars. And they were like, oh my god, sorry, yeah, no, didn't realize. Let me change that. And that was it. And it's, the only reason they did it was because it was part of their, like, the way that they spoke to people. It wasn't me specifically. But they still stopped, and I appreciated that. Everyone's been really sweet about it. I think that's the only thing that I've ever really put my foot down on is, like, I would rather not be called pet names. Like, you can call me Jelly. I think that's a pretty good name. Like, listen, it's shorter than half the pet names people want to call me anyway. Just call me Jelly. It's easy, it rolls off the tongue. Ah, dear. Maybe the female streamers thought, no, it's not, it's how it is. And also it's like, ban people so that your space is fun to be in. Like, if that means you have to ban a lot of people, then as long as you're still enjoying streaming, that's fine. Oh dear, I got caught out by a nun. I wound up paying for one of her sisters. Oh god. Oh, attacking parasocial. But it's also like in the UK at least, you know, there are places where like people do just put like love and hun and stuff like that on the butt. Like that's just how they speak. They're like, all right, love. And that's the first thing they'd say. It is like a very standard thing. I don't know what it's like outside of the UK, but in the UK I know there are a lot of areas where that is just how people speak to you. But personally I would prefer that people not call me sweetheart, babe, love, hun. I am Jelly. Personally. But again, no one's been funny about it. Everyone's been really nice. Like, yeah, if you don't like being called that, I won't call you that. And like the few times that people have mucked up and still done it, they've just been like, oh, shoot, my bad. Jelly. It's like, thank you. And I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Everyone's been really cool. Oh, dear. And I think that's the only thing I've ever really... I think, other than that, I don't feel like our rules have changed. Oh, links in chat had to change because people were putting virus links in my chat, which to this day, I have not found another streamer that has had this same issue, and it's been years. But so maybe I could open the links again at this point, but like really early into streaming, I had people putting links to like virus websites in my channel. So people be like, hey, I made this art, click this link, and it'd be a link to a virus or something, or like downloading something. And I have never seen this on someone else's stream. I'm sure it can't just be me, but like, yeah, it happened to me really early into streaming, so I'm just making sure my music is still running. It happened really early into me streaming, and so I just turned links off because I was like, it's a risk. And then nobody Nobody else has had that same issue. It's just me. What the heck? Oh, so Sebastian, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are currently doing lots of hand stitching. We're getting all these hand stitch bits together. I always slip up with my non-binary friend because they have affectionate terms and they don't have a gender neutral. See, the one that I do is mate. Mate or man. Sometimes, but I refer to all of chat as man. Man and mate. Those are my two. I'm trying to work man out a little bit more because, again, it does, even though I would call anyone man, I think that's something that doesn't necessarily translate abroad, or if English is maybe your second language. So I'm sticking to just mate. But mate is one I'll call anyone. But generally, I'll only say mate if I'm angry at you. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's a pet name. It's more like, I think you've done something really stupid. Like, you know, somebody being like, I ironed my pleather and it melted it. I'd be like, oh my god, mate, what the hell? Like, I'd use it if I'm disappointed in you. It's maybe not like a standard pet name. I will only mate you if you've either done something amazing or if I'm incredibly disappointed. Yeah. And normally it's that I think you've done something stupid. Mate. Oh dear. So I don't know if it necessarily counts as like a pet name. Oh dear. I think pet names are meant to be like nice. Mate is not nice. Well, not for me at least. If I mate you, it's probably I think you've done something stupid. I only accept darling or love from elderly ladies. Yeah, elderly women do it quite a bit. That's exactly why I don't call people pet names, even if it's not in someone's rules. It's safe that way. I mean, in my country, you use sweetie sometimes, but you wouldn't call a stranger that, and it'd be someone you've at least gotten to know for a bit. Yeah, like if somebody called me sweetie, I'd feel uncomfortable because I'd be like, what kind of relationship do you think this is? Because that's something that only my partner would say. Like, it's not in the way that I guess where I live and stuff like that. Sweetie is very much, it's not even like a pet name, it's like a couple name. I feel the same about babe. It's like, I would not expect anyone except my significant other to call me babe, probably. Because it's like, it's just that kind of word where it's like, to be fair, I wouldn't even expect my significant other to call me babe. But to be honest, I'd rather not. But, like, if anyone was gonna call me it, it'd be that, you know? And same with sweetie. It's like, that's like a... Or also, actually, no. Sweetie in particular as well is the, sweetie, do you not know how to do this thing? It's like the whole like patronizing, oh, you're so silly, sweetie. You're just such a stupid young girl. Oh my god, sweetie, let me help you with that. You clearly don't know what you're doing, sweetie. That's how it's either you're in a relationship with me or you're patronizing me. One or the other. It's like there's nothing positive about that word. Like if somebody was to call me sweetie, I'd assume based on the context that they thought I was an idiot. It's like, okay, you're about to get like a real passive-aggressive reaction that you didn't ask for. Because I'm assuming, based on the fact that you call me sweetie, that you think I'm incompetent. So yeah, it's probably safer just not to use it. Like any pet names, because depending on where you are in the world, they could mean something very different. Again, like, for you, sweetie is an endearing thing, but for me, it's patronizing, and I would only ever hear it in like a patronizing way. You hear it a lot in retail. When women call you sweetie in like I get the I'm your bra fitter for the day. Oh, really, sweetie? I don't think you know what you can handle this. Like you're really slim. I don't mean any offense, but sweetie, is there anyone else who could help? Because you don't know what you're doing. It's like that. Like they'd mean well, but yeah. What about sweaty? You can call me sweaty any day. I'll take sweaty. You're not wrong. I'm like, can you see my forehead shine? Oh, maybe you can't. No, there you can. Look at that. Look at this. You can call me sweaty. Because honestly, you're not wrong. I'm always sweaty. It's so hot in this room. Sarcastic. Yeah, sunshine's kind of the same. It's like, and also a lot of people call you sunshine if you're clearly having a bad day. Like if you're having like a really rough day and people call you sunshine, they're like, smile sunshine. You're just like, the same language, but the words can mean very different things. Yeah, it's like a lot of it's the emphasis as well, but like online you don't get emphasis. So like in real life, the way that you might call someone sweetie might seem completely harmless and innocent, but online, because there's no emphasizing the way that you want certain words said, it's just it loses that nuance, I guess. And so it's very open to interpretation.
which is the risk. Oh, it is belittling. Yeah, it's belittling to me too. Just to be safe. Yeah, I turned them off to be safe. I did the links. Oh dear, I need to change out windscreen wipers. Yeah, honestly, I could do with some myself. Just boop, boop, boop. Oh dear, get all of that whoop into like a bucket over there or something. I think you'll call sweetheart when I'm about to be sarcastic, or yeah, sweetheart is very sarcastic. If someone called me sweet, I would like. Obviously, there are times where like people will call me sweetheart in a sarcastic way, like because we're joking about me making a mistake, and then it's like, yeah, because that's exactly how I would read sweetheart. I would read it as sarcastic. So if we're joking about me being stupid and making a mistake, and you call me sweetheart, like, oh sweetheart, that's not gonna work, I'd be like, yeah, no, that's funny, because we're already laughing about it. But if someone came into chat for the first time as a first-time chatter and called me sweetheart, I'd be like, are you waiting for me to muck up? Do you want me to make a mistake? What is your intentions? Do you want me to make a mistake? Is that it? Oh dear. So yeah, it's risky, very open to interpretation depending where you live. So yeah, I normally just, you know, first of all, if I'm a chatter, I can just like, you can tab and it fills in the whole name anyway. So unless I know what their nickname is already, I would just do that and fill in their whole name if I wanted to talk to them specifically. But otherwise, I'll be honest, I very rarely write people's name in chat. I just don't. I just go into a chat and I just talk normally, like without putting any names in. It's only if I'm responding to someone, like sometimes I'll raid into a stream where they already know me. So like say I raid into B's stream and George is there, because George is one of B's mods. Like I might respond to George specifically because I already know George. That's about it. But I'm already kind of known in that community. Like we share a lot of community members, so it kind of makes sense. I don't know. Weird, specific situations. I cannot handle someone telling me to smile. Oh my god! Big! Welcome on in! How was your stream? What did you get up to? Like, this is a good reason for me to use the tab function. See, I can SO, and then big, and then whoop! Big! There we go! Can't handle when someone tells you to smile because it'll make you feel better when I'm pissed off. That's like fighting words. It's like when someone tells you to calm down and you're just like, I shall not calm down. In fact, my anger shall rise indefinitely now that you've told me to calm down. I'll get like the anime like bulging veins on my forehead as you tell me to calm down. Then again, I've had people tell me to calm down when I'm excited about things as well, which is like, it actually does make me calm down, but it just kind of makes me sad. Like, why? Why are you, like, I remember I was talking about something I was really passionate about. I think it was Final Fantasy a while ago, and someone came into chat as the first time chat and was like, calm down. And I was like, oh, why? But I'm so happy. Oh dear, it's not like I'm manically happy or doing anything. I'm just excited. I'm excited about Final Fantasy. What the heck? Ah, dear Big, welcome on in. How was your stream? I can see that you're doing makers and crafting. Obviously, if you need to like clean up or do anything after stream, you're welcome to. Otherwise, it'd be lovely to know what you were up to today. But also, I totally understand if you need to clean up your workspace and get a drink or something. Also, it's hot at the moment. So yeah, would understand. You do what you need to do. The last time Manco had come down, I had a screaming fit at him in public to the point he had to stop his mate coming at me. Ooh, yeah, maybe I don't want to calm down. Maybe I just want to like go on a tangent rant. Let me be. And especially in like the streaming space, because if you don't like the energy, if you don't like what's going on here, you can leave. I don't mean it in a rude way necessarily, but like I'm not holding you at gunpoint to stay. I'm not. I've never done that. I've never held anyone at gunpoint to stay. So, you can leave. You can just leave. Oh dear. Excuse me. Sorry, let me just scream. It was good. I'm gonna stand up and stretch. Oh, you did some fun with Overwatch and then punched it. Oh my god. That must have been like a really therapeutic wind down after like very high octane gameplay. Smart heckin' bean. I'm ready to leave till he said that, and then I saw red. Yeah, it's like people do it on purpose because they know it's going to upset you. Like, but I just don't understand. Like, when is there a good opportunity? Like, I think, have I ever told anyone to calm down? Oh, no, I have. But it's been like a very different kind of situation. Like waiting with people to get like to have like blood tests and stuff like that. I've been like, honestly, calm down. Do not worry. I understand you're afraid.
but you've hyped it up so much in your head, you're making it much worse than it actually is, like that kind of stuff. But not when someone's angry or happy or anything like the only time would be, I guess I don't think I even probably use the word calm down, but like calming people down in those kind of situations I have done. But I feel like it's a very different situation. It's not just going in and being like, calm down, love. Calm down. Oh dear. Whose Star Rail costume is this? It's actually not one of the characters. It's one of the enemies. It's one of the enemy types. Actually, we have actually been working on this quite a bit already. This is only day 7, but we have got a lot of the upper half done. And we're working on the lower half right now. So I've already done part of the skirt. So this is like part that goes around the side here. We're currently working on the other part of the skirt because they're 2 really, really big panels and they require a lot of hand stitching because of the materials they're made out of. So we're doing lots of hand stitching today. Oh dear, you've actually cleanered. Cleanered. Heck yeah. Good clean. Very nice. We're talking about pet names and weird things that people say to each other, like calm down, and also being told to calm down when you're happy. Who does that? Who does that? Who sees someone talking passionately about something they love and tells them to calm down? Who does that? What the heck? Let people be passionate about the things they love. They're not hurting anyone. Leave them be. And again, on stream at the very least, if you don't enjoy listening to it, you can find another channel, I'm sure. It's like the same thing though, like people go into channels on stream that they like they're like, oh, I really like this gaming channel, and then they go in and they're like, play a different game. This isn't the game I wanted to watch you play. Play something else. Why? Watch a different stream. Oh my god. I'm interested in how you're gonna make the boots. Lots of leather. No. It's the thing is, yes, it would look amazing in leather, and yes, I actually already have some very similar thigh-high boots in leather, but no, because it's summer, and I need to wear this at like the end of June, beginning of July. No. Yes, for the aesthetics, no. No. It's too hot. It's way too hot. This costume's already going to be way too hot. So I'm probably just going to use like a thin scuba or something like that. I mean, if I run out of time, I do already have some very similar leather boots that I could use, but ideally I would rather not use them. I would rather use anything else than those boots. But if I need to, they are there on the back burner. Okay. Oh dear. I'm hand stitching it in my crayons and so. Oh, thank you. Heck yeah. I like hand stitching. It's slow. It's obviously slow, especially comparatively to machine. Actually, wait. Speaking of Cthulhu, how are you enjoying your new machine? Sorry, I completely forgot. But you've got speaking of speed, you've got a really new speedy machine, right? Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the pure speed? I hope so. That is the best thing about that machine. It's just like the god speed of that. It zooms. Oh dear. Thigh high leather boots. Yeah, then I can fish dom with my thigh high leather boots. Was that not what it was? Is it fish doming? I think I might have got a bit confused, but it's something like that. Fishing dom. I can fish dom them. Yeah. With my thigh high leather boots. Oh dear. It's so much fun. It whizzes through everything. Yeah, good idea. Give people a chance to see the costume without fainting. Yeah, like ideally, like if I have to faint, I have to faint. But ideally, it's gonna be so hot. I'm gonna die. Oh dear, they worked on 2 layers, but don't you faint, but also don't make people faint by rocking in those boots. I mean, I have them. So I did a gender bent Helsing costume for Alucard ages ago, and for that I got thigh-high leather boots because I was like, if we're going in on gender bent Alucard, we're going in on gender bent Alucard, and gender bent Alucard would have thigh-high leather boots, and you can't tell me otherwise. I actually got so I did this costume before I had Instagram, which is why you won't find any pictures of it on there. I have shown them briefly on stream before, but I honestly don't know where in my PC they live. But it was the year at MCM where they had like the really big Undertaker display for the wrestler, the Undertaker. So I have a picture of me as like feminine Alucard coming out of the Undertaker's coffin. It was really fun. Oh dear. That was a great costume, really fun. But that's why I have the boots. I have them for that. And I've used them in a few costumes since. They're just very useful, but they're very warm. They're very warm shoes. So like for an October convention, fine, but for July, June, it might be like a little bit too warm, but they are a really good backup in case I don't have the time to make the shoes. So you know what? They're there as an option, but I'd rather not. It was fin. Oh, sorry, yeah, fin. Oh, that makes more sense. I was wondering what the fin stood for. Like, what is the fin? Like, I don't understand how fish have anything to do with this. Ah, boots are hot to get trench foot, honestly. Honestly, wait, what are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't you dare. Sorry, a biro just tried to like fool itself into my costume? Absolutely not. Bannable, get out. Let me have a little sip of my drink, how dare they? Fish them. I just like the idea of dominant fishes, honestly. That makes me laugh. I know that's not the intention, and that this kind of stuff is not meant to make you laugh. However, a dominant fish. May I present to you one dominant fish? That's a fish that looks like they're in charge. Look at the boots. I feel like I have seen a picture of a fish in boots, like thigh highs. I don't know who made that, but I feel like I've seen that picture. There is an image in my mind of what a fish in thigh-high boots looks like. I don't know who made it. It wasn't me, unfortunately. Listen, if it was me though, I would claim it, but it wasn't me. Maybe I'll cosplay that one day. Fish in thigh-highs. Been a bad girl. Let me smack you with my tuna. I'll feed you tuna straight out the can. Oh my god. Hell yeah. Solid sexy on paper. I mean, what could you do as a fish? Drown? I guess? I could aggressively drown at you. What do fish do? Smell? I could overwhelm you with pungent fish odor. How's that? Would that do it for you? Overwhelmingly fishy smell. I dominate you with my smell of pure fish. Oh god. Romeo, I've worked it out. Don't worry, guys. I've got this. If crafting doesn't work out for me, if I can't do that, I've got another job lined up. Don't worry. It's in the fish industry. There we go. Patrick Star. Oh my god, Patrick Starfish with with the boots. I've seen some beautiful cosplays of that. That's so good. I said I'd be fishing shorts. So the finishing. Oh, fishing shorts. Aren't they really, really long? Oh no, wait. What am I thinking of? Oh no, I'm thinking of fishing boots. Fishing boots are the really, really long ones, right? That's the kind of kinky way 3 minutes to mention to your partner. I just really love being overwhelmed with the smell of fish. Oh god, that reminds me of the sea bat thing. I know that meme is like dead at this point, but can I tell you how much that meme killed me the first time I read it? The heckin' 2 years before she mentioned anything. For those who don't know it, and I'm sure most of you do, there was a meme circulating on Reddit. Was it the Am I the Asshole thread, or was it something else? I'm not sure. It was something on Reddit though, and someone had basically they were like, yeah, so like when we're doing the do, I like made a playlist of songs that I like to do it to, and I've been dating this girl for 2 years, and suddenly she tells me that she can't stand the music, and like it's been 2 years and she never said anything. By the way, if you're interested in what song it is, it's Seabat. I'll get the song up. It's much funnier if you read the whole thing, to be fair, and then listen to the song. But in case you haven't heard it, yeah, here we go. I think Listen, you know what? If Seabat wants to claim my stream, they can. I'll let it happen. I'll allow it. They deserve something after this. But yeah, she was like, this is the song. I just can't stand it. And he's like, this is my favorite song to do the do to. And why didn't she tell me? I can't imagine a worse song. I just can't imagine like a worse sexy song than this. Oh my god. There was also the beautiful meme that went around afterwards. Yeah, because he said he did it in the same rhythm as the song. So there were lots of people like... It's so funny. It, like, literally, for a whole week was just killing me. And I don't care if it's real or not. The fact that someone claimed that this was their favorite song. I gotta stop it because it's going to kill me. Even after all this, I'm going to die live on the stream. It just gets me so much. Oh my god, it had to be made up, but it was such a funny image. It was. Like, I never really care if it's real or not. I was like dying for a whole week because this meme came out when I had bronchitis. So I remember like reading it and then like wheezing until I couldn't breathe because it was just so funny. It was such a bad time. And like bad timing for something to be so funny. But I remember just sitting in bed like, ugh. I just couldn't breathe because it was so funny. I just love the idea though. To be fair, I feel like early in a relationship it might be difficult to bring something like that up because you don't want to knock your partner's confidence or anything like that. But 2 years is also a long time to wait. Like, I understand maybe not mentioning it on the first date and stuff like that, but it's just... Oh my god, 2 years. The whole story is just hilarious. What's the last? Thank you for the like today. I appreciate it. You have to say, this is the point. You're not saying, at the point when we talked about... I guess actually, though, the rest of it, though, was more like, you know, we're not judging. You put what you want up your butt, but, like, be safe. Because, you know, yeah, be safe. Because if you damage it, it really is bad for you. And could cause a lot of complications and infection and stuff, so you gotta be real careful. I'm surprised that this is... I guess actually that was more than half an hour ago. Maybe I would have gone earlier otherwise. The rhythm is aggressively anti-sexy. Yeah, it's every part of that story. I'm not gonna read it because I know I can find it because you don't have to look very hard to find the Seabat story, but you can Google it yourself. If I read through it, I will probably pass out laughing. So I am not gonna read it live on the stream because it's just one of those things, it just tickles me. It tickles me perfectly. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, there's like the initial post and then there's also like a follow-up post as well. Where apparently someone, because it did kind of go viral, someone in his family found it and told his girlfriend, and they broke up. I'm sorry, it's not that funny. The follow-up post was beautiful as well because it's just them being like, yeah, the whole family recognized the song because they could hear it from the bedroom, and it's like, oh no. Oh god, it's a great follow-up post as well. I was not having that conversation, but I'm sure, yeah, I would have probably gotten earlier, right? Probably. It is so funny. Yeah, if you want a good giggle, and again, I'm not going to read it because I will pass out from laughing, but if you want a good giggle and you haven't read the Seabat, the Seabat meme, just type Seabat into Google, and find the Reddit post. You can read the original post and then read the follow-up, and it's so funny. It's just so funny. I will say it is probably like an 18+ post just because it does talk about like sex and like the songs people play during sex. So just you know, with caution that it probably is a slightly more adult conversation. It is very stupid though, incredibly stupid. So, you know, if you are looking for an incredibly stupid meme, it's so funny. It's so funny. Oh dear. If you want to keep something personal, keep it hidden in your mind. True. Oh my god, it just kills me every time. The perfect song. Nobody hears CBAP by phone. Oh yeah, they're getting busy. Yeah, true. Nobody hears and it's like, yep, that's the sex song right there. That's it. Oh my god. Incognito, yeah, incognito search it. But actually, not really. It's not that spicy or anything, to be honest. It's about as spicy as the CBAP song. So like, not spicy at all. But that's kind of what makes it really funny. What makes it really funny is just how unspicy every element of that story is. Oh my god. It's very funny though. Very, very funny. Oh dear. I can't talk about it without laughing. It's the problem. But I guess that's the good side of a funny meme. And again, it might not be real, and I think there's a fair chance that it's not real, just because it's like a Reddit post, and a lot of people make stuff up for the Reddit currency. I think it's karma and stuff. So there's like a fair chance that it's not real. But regardless of whether it's real or not, I still think it's a very funny read. It's just like reading a hilarious short story. Someone should have submitted that to some sort of literature thing, because it was so funny. I feel like they could have. They could have submitted it, I feel like, and done pretty well. Okay, that's annoying. I'm gonna have to stitch that. I could kind of feel a little lump in the thread and I didn't do anything about it, and that's my fault. That's me being a lazy stitcher and also being distracted by CBAT. Incredibly distracted. Oh dear. Just imagine if that is real and she really did stay with him for 2 years, like bearing with this song, and like he talks about how it's his favorite. I'm like, oh god, imagine that being real. Oh my god, it's so funny. Yeah, I'm not really on Reddit very often, to be honest. It's just like I have enough social media stuff to deal with. I like my time off, so I don't really go on Reddit very often. The only things I do look at on Reddit are we want plates or we need plates. I can never remember if it's wanting plates or needing plates. I'll be honest, arguably it's both. I really like that subreddit. It's just people serving things on food where food shouldn't be served. It's silly, but I really like that one. That one's 10 out of 10 in my book. I really enjoy it. And sometimes Shiny goes through the Am I the Arsehole stuff with me if he finds any particularly good ones. And sometimes Idiots in Cars. Idiots in Cars. Although Idiots in Cars just makes me kind of afraid to go on the road most of the time, because it's like, oh my god, people really do this? Heck. Oh dear. You could use that as a great way to weed out suitors. If you can't take me at my CBAT, you don't deserve me at my Barry White. I don't think I could. I think I'd just be pissing myself laughing. I don't think I could. I don't know how she managed for 2 years. I think if anything, like, get you a girl that could last 2 years with CBAT and not say anything, my god. And also not break down laughing. Like, whoa. That's a strong woman there. I couldn't do that. Couldn't be me. I'd break down immediately. As soon as the started, I'd be pissing myself. I think it's hilarious. It's just such a bad song for it. Oh dear. There you go, that's fine. I thought I'd call a bit extra in there, but I kind of wanted to, because I felt like it wasn't quite right. So I can always fix that afterwards. That's all good. Oh dear. What time is it? It is getting a bit hot in here. I'll be honest, I might end stream there. First of all, because I am sweating. Also, because my fingers are starting to hurt a little bit. To be fair, I have done 3.5 hours of hand stitching through thick fabrics. But like, look away if you don't want to see something vaguely graphic. I'm starting to like lose the skin on the ends of my finger again from like consistently pushing it into the same spot. So it got me hot and flustered. I am going to end stream there. Stick around though, because we will be raiding into another very, very sweet bean, so you can meet somebody else. Thank you everybody for all of the really fun conversations again today. I had the weekend off, so I've just had 3 days off in a row, but we'll be back like for regular streaming now. For anyone who's new here, I stream nearly every single day. I know life it. I just stream for fun. Oh my god, wait! You didn't have to do that, especially as I'm ending. That's very sweet, but I do want to see a fellow Jello. We gave one to the Eye of Sauron, Kev, Slurp, and Auntie was here earlier. Oh, that's very heckin' kind of you. Heck, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. Right, that being said though, I'm still gonna raid. I just need. There's a few people I could raid into. This is a really good time of the week because everyone I love is live. Everyone I love is live, so we have so many options. But if we want to continue with the good vibes, oh, can we raid someone who's been having a bit of a rough time recently? If that's okay. I think that would be nice. I'm not going to go into detail because obviously, like, that's their stuff, and they've been doing like a lot of Animal Crossing and stuff recently, which I think is really nice, is really chill. Oh, they have just gone on break. Do you want to scare them then for when they come back? No, they've been doing like a lot of Animal Crossing and chill vibe stuff recently. They do some art, but they also do like different games. You don't need to pay. I'm free. I'm very cheap. You don't have to pay me. So we're gonna raid into Bear, and we're gonna send them lots and lots of love because they've been having some stuff said and done, and it's just, yeah, a bit of a rough time. And they're such a hard worker, and literally their whole thing is about supporting people. They made a whole community. They made a team called the Pug Club specifically so that they could like support people in their community. They're so big into supporting everyone, doing charity, doing all that kind of stuff. So it's always nice to send some support when we can to someone who I know has been supportive to so many people. Again, thank you so much, Big, for the raid just half an hour ago, and then also Sam for the raid earlier in the stream, and anyone who's followed as well. It's very, oh, you can see it. Thank you, then. My bad, you didn't see anything. Oh dear. Grab a raid call if you fancy. It's a great way of sending some love to another channel. Oh dear. Anyone who didn't see it's going to be very surprised. My keyboard's actually against Twitch terms of service, so I can't show it on stream. Anyway, grab a raid call. I'm going to send you all over to Bear now. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. There we go. And scare Bear. Well, there.